Raider Marching Band is overjoyed to present our senior class of 2024. Our first senior is trombone player Sarah Bell. Led across the field by her father Bill Bell, brother William, and sister Maya. Sarah has been with the band for 4 years, plans to attend college at the University of California, Berkeley, majoring in media studies. Our next senior is tuba player Brenna Bittner. Led across the field by her mother Phyllis and father Brent and her siblings. She has been with the band for 4 years and plans to attend college and major in nursing. Our next senior, saxophone player Faith Blows. Led on the field by her father Brian and her mother Leanne and her siblings. Faith has been with the band for 4 years and plans to major in veterinary medicine and ballet. Flute player Dynasty Brown. Led onto the field by mother Jasmine, twin Vichay, brother Vidal, grandmother Teresa, and baby sis Royalty. She has been with the band for 4 years and plans to attend Kent State University for nursing. Next is saxophone player Faith Coe.
Deserves, but passage of the Catholic Justice Act.
Led across the field by her mother Tanitha and father Kevin. She's been with the band for 4 years and plans to attend Kent State and major in pre-nursing.
Danza Struck.
Drumline member Rodriguez Davis. Led across the field by his mother Michelle, sister Naraya, Auntie Amber, and cousin Terrence, has been with the band for 2 years and wants to major in music in college. Clarinet player Jenna Greathouse. Coming across the field with her mother Jen, father Jeff, sister Jessica, and brother Josh, has been with the band 4 years. Plans to attend Kent State University and major in nursing. Senior drum major Wayne Harris Jr. Coming across the field with his father Wayne Harris Sr., his mother Angela, sister Celeste, sister Chloe, and grandma Lucille. Wayne has been with the band for 4 years and plans on majoring in business at Kent State University. Next, clarinet player Jilly Hernandez. Led across the field by her mom, Yarlis, her stepfather Mauricio, Luis, and Joanne. Jilly's been with the band for 4 years and plans to in criminal justice or criminology. mellophone player, Michaela Eisenberg, led across the field by her mother, Carolyn, father, Vince, and sister, Lexi, has been with the band for 4 years and plans on majoring in music education. Majorette, Nia Bella-Jones, has been with the band for 3 years, is led across the field by her mother, Michelle, sister, Gabby, and sister, Gianna. She plans to attend the Ohio State University and major in radiology. Clarinet player, Mia Kuhn, has been with the band for 4 years, is led across the field by her mother, Tara, and plans to attend college and major in mortuary sciences. Clarinet player, Sierra Little, has been with the band for 4 years and is coming across the field with Anaya Lake. She plans to attend Youngstown State University and major in music education. Flagline member, Alizier Lowry, has been with the band for 3 years. Is coming across the field with Maya, Mariah, Christina, and her sister Reality. She plans to major in cosmetology. Tuba player, Ethan Murphy, led across the field by his mom Ashley, dad Kenny, and stepmom Brittany, has been with the band for 3 years, is attending TCTC and majoring in welding. Flagline member, Kylie Nice, has been with the band for 2 years. Comes across the field with her mother Tracy, father James, brother Nathaniel, sister Arian, and nephew Isaiah. She plans to attend YSU and major in social work. Clarinet player, Brianna Perry, has been with the band for 4 years. Comes across the field with her mom, Melissa, sister Jakaya, sister Kyla, and brother Malachi. She plans to attend YSU and continue with the marching band, majoring in music performance and studying abroad to expand her cultural studies. Trombone player, Christopher Ramsey, coming across the field with his mother Donna, sister Sammy, and brothers Vinny and Anthony. He's been with the band for 4 years and plans to go to the University of Akron to major in psychology. Flute player, Camille Richardson, has been with the band for 4 years and comes across the field with her mother Darlene, father Christopher, and sister and brother Courtney and Christian. She plans to attend a university and major in biology. Majorette, Jayla Richardson, coming across the field with her father Matt, mother Janelle, and brother Matthew. She has been with the band for 4 years. and will be attending college, majoring in nursing. Clarinet and flagline, 2 and 2 years, Carlicia Rogers. Coming across with Mom Linda and Grandma Linda. She's been with the band for 4 years, attending Kent State University and majoring in veterinary medicine.
Test.
Flagline member, Aricia Stevens. Coming across the field with Mother Tanisha and Father Joseph and sisters DeAndrea and Honor. She has been with the band for 3 years and plans to attend YSU and major in social work. Our final senior for the evening, saxophone player, Isaiah Williams. Coming across the field with his mother, Gail, Father Jerry, Sister Lashea, and Godfather Jim, has been with the band for 4 years and plans to attend college, majoring in music production. Please give another round of applause for the 2024 senior class of the Raider Marching Band.
In cheerleading, it's no secret. You'll fall down. You'll stumble. But on this cheer squad, you gave your blood, sweat, and tears, perfecting your talents and ability all summer, every camp, every week, getting back on your feet every time. It's game day. It's time for the cheers. It's time for the spirit of the school to shine. And it's time for your energy. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2023 Warren G. Harding Raider cheerleaders.
Richard May, number 17, offensive line, defensive line. LeVar Allen, number 42, receiver and corner. Daniel Greyhouse, number 65, offensive line, defensive line. Nehemiah Alexander, number 58, offensive line. Najee Jones, number 14, wide receiver, DB. Ron Johnson, number 53, O-line, D-line. Amari Adams, number 8, receiver and DB. Warren Wade, number 74, offensive line, defensive line.
Thank you, seniors, for your commitment to the Raider football program, and we wish you great success in your years to come.
Doesn't work.
Proudly present the gold standard of Northeast Ohio. A Warren G. Harding, Raider marching band. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our school alma mater, the Golden White. Pre-game wouldn't be the same without the official song of the state of Ohio. Here is Hang On Sloopy.
Root for y'all tomorrow.
Mollenkopf Stadium. Let's hear it one more time for that senior class of 2024 WGH Raiders.
In the middle of our city stands a structure forged from concrete and time. This is where we gather to watch greatness unfold.
But do you know, here at college, you can
This is Mollenkopf Stadium. The home to 36 NFL players.
The Las Vegas Raiders select Lynn Bowden.
The stomping ground of 17 playoff appearances. The start of one man becoming a
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. Gentlemen, please remove your hats.
The Harding Raiders play host to the Youngstown Chaney Cowboys. Harding coming in on a 3-game losing streak right now, sitting at 1-4, and also a 6-game home losing streak. They'll be looking to break both of those this evening. Chaney, after losing to Campfield last night, has fallen to 2-2, so they're going to look to climb above that 500 mark. Tom Bird on hand once again, as always, and with my good friend Eddie Colbert. Eddie, got two teams here. They are looking to get back on the right side of the column tonight.
Yeah, Tom, as you mentioned, Harding coming off a tough 2-game road adventure there. Obviously, nice to be back in the friendly confines of Mollenkopf Stadium, given an opportunity to get back on the winning track right here. This is the midpoint of the season. 5 games in, if you're going to make a turn, this is where it's got to happen right here. I know the coaching staff has had to have stressed this to those players, but those seniors have stressed that to those underclassmen. If you're going to make the change, you got to do it right now. You got to do it tonight. You got to do it home in front of these fans.
The Raiders won the toss, and they have deferred, so they will be kicking off. They will be moving from north to south or left to right across your viewing screen this evening. Chaney will be receiving.
See a lot of excitement down on the sideline there, led by their leader, number 58, somebody who's been out for since the beginning of the year. Know it's tough on him. Alexander, kind of the heart and soul of his team, unfortunately went down, I want to say, on the first possession of the game of the first year. He's down there leading the sideline, getting everybody excited.
Jake Doherty puts the ball in play. That's going to be picked up by number 5 for Chaney. Don't have a number 5 on the roster. He's going to get the ball past the 30 out to about the 35-yard line, giving Chaney nice field position to start this ball game. That was number 5. I apologize, I don't have the young man's name. I don't see a number 5 on the Chaney roster. But nice return nonetheless. Chaney sets up first down and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
Yeah, Tom, going to be interesting to see what the Raiders come out in here. Last couple weeks, not really able to put a lot of pressure on the quarterbacks, allowing them to stand back there. A lot of time to find some open receivers downfield. You're going to want to see what they're going to do with that 3-man front that they come in. You know they're going to send a couple linebackers. You're going to see it really early. Are we able to get pressure or are we not? If we can get pressure with those front 3, it's going to be a nice night for the Raiders. But if you see those 2 linebackers start blitzing without any pressure on the quarterback, be ready for a long night for those for the defensive backs as well as those linebackers trying to make tackles on those running backs coming through.
Appears to be quarterback number 7, Drew Galt, putting the ball in play. And handoff is to number 3, Bryson Douglas. He'll get a couple, brings up a second down in about 9.
Number 3, Bryson Douglas for Chaney for a short gain. Brought down by number 7, Deshaun Wynn.
Deshaun Wynn starting out coming from that right defensive end spot, coming across the line, being able to make the tackle for a short gain there of 2 yards.
Chaney sets up with 2 receivers and a third in a slot position over here to the left. Galt, quick out to number 9. That's Deshaun Langston. Langston's going to get a first down, gets it out to the 50 on that pass.
Big hit by number 22, Ryan Powell. Used to calling his name on the offensive side of the ball. Big hit there. Unfortunately, that's a little bit past the sticks. It's going to result in a Chaney first down.
1st and 10, Chaney at their 49. They are on the move early. Game just underway. Chaney with their first possession. This is the first possession of the ball game. Galt with the keepers, gets it back out to Langston once again, and this time Langston is pushed out of bounds, gets about 3 or 4 on that play. Looks like the official's giving him 2. Sets up a 2nd down and 8 at the Harding 49 for the Chaney Cowboys.
You know, you've seen that a lot all year, especially last week against Ursuline, really trying to work those sidelines there with those screen passes, taking advantage of those safeties that are playing back corners, playing 7 to 8 yards off the ball. We'll see what kind of defensive scheme that they come up with to try to prevent some of those wide open passes in the flats that often can turn into playmakers making plays.
2nd down and 8, and there's a handoff up the middle, and big play. Good penetration right there, and that's going to result in a loss back to the original line of scrimmage. Brings up a 3rd down and 10 for Youngstown Chaney.
That looked like Braylon Dyson Sr. coming off that left side there, getting great penetration to be able to stop him for a loss. Going to bring up a long 3rd and 10 here early in the first quarter for the Chaney Cowboys.
It's 3rd and 10 from the 49-yard line.
You can see the switch already, that outside linebacker taking the slot.
And there's a pass, and it was Drew Galt looking deep for number 9. Deshaun Langston overthrows him. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 10, and Harding forces a turnover on by the punt early.
Najee Jones almost came up with an interception there. Defense got some pressure there. Quarterback tried a timing play there. You see the middle receiver running that corner route there, all about timing. Obviously not on the right page. It's going to result in a quick turnover on the defense here by the Raiders.
Harris Coleman Bay back to receive this punt. And it's a short punt. And that's going to go out of bounds. I'm not even sure if that's probably not going to get 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. And Harding is going to take over off that punt with fantastic field position at their own 49-yard line.
Something you really want to see the Raiders take advantage of. We've seen this all year long, even with some of those top echelon teams like McKinley, just really not having a great special teams. When the Raider defense is able to get them off the field, those punt teams, we've just seen some really poor special teams play by the teams that the Raiders have went up against. They need to be able to take advantage of that in this great field position out near the 50-yard line. So they got somebody lined up off sides on that right end.
Drew McCowan has to struggle to get the snap. He gets a pass out to Harris Coleman Bay. Bay is met immediately, and that's going to result in a loss. And again, this is what we saw the last time when we had a home game, was that low snap throwing all the timing off.
Yeah, it's all about timing. This is why they spend so much time in the offseason here at the facility kind of working on that, and we've seen that kind of be the Achilles heel for the Raiders offense this whole season.
And this time the give is to number 10, Antonio Smith. And Antonio Smith is met as soon as he gets his hands on the ball. And that's another loss of the Raiders, pushing him back. It is 3rd and very long, 3rd and 15.
Very difficult when your offense gets behind the chains like we've seen earlier here. They've got a 3rd and 15. As you notice, they've went back to number 18, junior Drew McCown at the helm behind center. True pocket passer. We'll see what he can do on this 3rd and long.
And McCowan steps back to pass, looking downfield. He's under a little bit of pressure. McCowan's going to keep it. He's got a little bit of room. McCowan all the way into Chaney territory, down to the 42, and that's going to be awful close to first down. It'll be 4th and inside a yard. Nice run there by Drew McCowan.
No question, they got to go for this. You're 1-4 right now. You got an early opportunity inside Chaney territory. No question, you've got some big bodies back there. Looks like they're bringing in a little more beef for the line on this 4th and short here early in the first quarter.
McCowan with the 14-yard scamper brings up a 4th down and 1, and Harding has a chance to convert right here and keep possession of this ball as this first quarter wears on.
We saw this a little bit over the away stretch we had here, going with a Wildcat. Antonio Smith, versatile athlete, but looks like Coach Arnold's going to want to talk about this crucial 4th and 1 here early.
Their first charge timeout.
Harding takes his first time out to discuss this 4th and 1. See what they're planning on doing, try to hang on their ball here and keep this drive going early on. Still no score, 7:39 to go in the first quarter. If you're just joining us, Youngstown Chaney took the opening kickoff, managed a first down or two, but then had a punt, and it was an extremely short punt, giving the Raiders great field position at their own 49. Raiders, after a couple of losses, picked up a lot of yards on a Drew McCowan scamper up the middle, and now they face a 4th down and 1. And it looks like McCowan has number 4, Israel Reynolds, back there to his right in that backfield. That's a name we haven't called too often yet.
Oh.
And again, everybody was moving except the people who were supposed to, and that's going to be illegal procedure on the Raiders, and that's going to turn that 4th and 1 into a 4th and 6 real quick.
You know, you hate to see that. You come out of a timeout. Looks like they're going to bring the punting team on now to try to push Chaney back deep in their territory, but that's what comes down to, that discipline. You know, they're probably trying to get a cheap one, hard count, see if they could get a jump there, but just disappointing. Had an opportunity to keep that drive going, killed by a penalty.
So on the illegal procedure penalty, Jake Doherty comes on. Doherty has to dig out a low snap, gets off a decent punt. That's going to get down about the 25-yard line. Looks like they're going to spot it at the 23, so Chaney will take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
1st and 10.
Yeah, defense is going to come back out here, Tom, after a nice stand. You talked about the bend, don't break kind of defense. Gave up a couple first downs on the opening drive, but that defense came up strong on a 3rd and 16. Forced an errant pass, got the offense back on the field. Saw some nice plays there. Saw Drew stay comfortable in the pocket, drop back. Not really known for his running, but he saw the opening, took off, put themselves in a 4th and manageable. Unfortunately, that illegal procedure penalty going to push him back 5 yards. Caused the turnover on downs. Going to bring the defense back out here, looking for a 4 and out.
Number 7, Drew Galt, leads that Chaney offense back out on the field. And there's the give up the middle, and that's a big hole for number 3, Bryson Douglas.
Number 3, Bryson
Douglas will get it out close to a first down. That's going to be 2nd down and about 1. 9-yard pickup there for Bryson Douglas.
One of the weaknesses of that 3-man front defense, you need those linebackers to step up and meet the running backs in the hole. If they get caught off guard, caught somewhere else, they get a lineman out there to hit that linebacker, it results in a big gain where safeties make tackles. Safeties start making tackles, you're looking at 8, 9-yard gains.
Number 9, Deshaun Langston in motion. Douglas, no, Galt's going to keep it, get around that end. And I don't think he's going to make that first down. Nice play by the defense, stringing that out. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1.
No, absolutely. Defensive end on the left side there did his job, sealed the edge, strung the quarterback out to the sideline, had some help from defenders. Exactly what you want to do. Don't let them get the edge. Use the sideline as the 12th man. Stretch him out, stretch him out, stretch him out, so you can get those your other 10 defenders to come with you. Just like you saw there, going to bring up a great opportunity here for the Raiders to stuff them on a 3rd and 1.
And that handoff is to number 2, Jawan Harmon. He's going to pound it ahead for the first down. 6'1", 225-pound big running back. Just what the doctor ordered on 3rd and real short, and the Cowboys pick up another first down, moving the chains. 1st and 10 at the 36 for Chaney. And the Raiders are going to be drawn off sides there. We'll see if they were drawn off or they're up. Because it's the encroachment call. So that's going to go against Harding, and that's going to give Chaney 5. They're going to first down and 5 at the 41-yard line.
You know, Tom, I always talk about, if you're going to make a mistake, make it an aggressive mistake, right? And you can tell, we get upset, right? We don't like 1 and 4, but I'll tell you one thing. they hate it more. And so you're seeing some of those early game jitters. They know they've got an opportunity to turn it around here. A lot of guys want to go out here and make a play. Just got to keep that discipline.
Galt back to pass. Looking deep downfield, looking for a man down that sideline, just overthrows him. He's looking for number 19, Dwayne Thompson, just outside the fingertips. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 5. Galt trying to capitalize on that encroachment penalty and see if they can catch the Raiders sleeping.
Yeah, it looked like that was Raylan Weaver out there on that single coverage. Quarterback was able to identify the one-on-one. Threw that ball up as a 50-50 ball, just a little bit out further than the outstretched arms of his receivers. But you can tell all year we've seen this, right? We've seen where they're very comfortable with leaving those corners out there on islands on their own. To the most part, they've been able to hold their own. They just need to get that pressure up there to force the quarterback the ball out of his hands before he's ready.
And there's the handoff once again to Douglas. Douglas gets ahead for a couple. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 3.
Brought down by number 52.
Looks like I see a couple new faces out there on the defense, specifically right outside linebacker, number 27, sophomore Tyler Smith. You've seen him get some playing time on special teams. He's gotten a couple times in on defense. Looks like Coach Arnold's starting to move some of these younger players up, starting to groom them for next year, looking to make sure that this next year's season, we got a great built team with experience.
And there's a handoff again to Juwan Harmon, and Harmon is brought down, the big running back for almost no gain, brings up a 3rd down and 3. Actually, it's 4th down, excuse me, missed it down there. It's 4th down, and it looks like Chaney's bringing on the punt team, so Harding defense, once again, coming up big and holding the Chaney Cowboys to not a whole lot of offense on that drive.
4th and 4 for the Chaney.
Yeah, thus far, that front three is seeming to hold their ground up there. You know, they've given up a couple here and there. Go back to the idea, the bend don't break defense. You got a 4th and 4 here. Now, after you saw that last punt, I think the Harding team needs to be aware. You can see they have nobody back. They're looking for a fake here with this kind of
Chaney has put their quarterback, Drew Galt, out into
it looks like they had 6 receivers.
Position.
They had trips to the near side, trips to the far side there. Harding not taking anything for granted, brought everybody up almost in a dime-style defense.
Chaney did not have their original punter out there. They brought number 7, Drew Galt, in. He was back there to take the snap. We talked about before, you put that quarterback back there, you got to be on extra alert at that point.
No, absolutely. It's almost like when you're in a traditional offensive set and you're going to run a wildcat and you put the running back there. It just gives you so many different options. And from what we saw of that last punt, I'm not sure that the Chaney coaches are willing to go and take their chances on another 10, 15-yard punt when they have the opportunity to possibly run something, catch Harding off guard, pick up a cheap 1st down.
Well, Chaney, after that timeout, has brought back their original punter, number 5. Again, I don't have that young man's name on the roster, but the original punter's back. Gets off a little better kick this time. Fair catch signal for, and Aris Coleman Bay will make that catch at about the 32-yard line. And Harding sets up for their 2nd possession of the night, 1st and 10 at their own 32.
Chaney came out in that kind of helter-skelter look-off punt formation there. 6 receivers, 3 to the near, 3 to the far. Could have just been a chess move. You could see that caused Harding to take a timeout. We're still in the 1st quarter, Harding down to just 1 timeout. We'll see if that comes back to have any play as we get later into the 2nd quarter.
Drew McCowan brings his offense back out there. He is all by himself in that backfield. And that gives us to the man in motion around the end. Breaks 1 tackle. And that looks like, is that Antonio Smith, number 10 on that carry? And I believe it is. He gets Antonio Smith on the end around. Smith with good yards, about 7 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 3, all the way out to about the 39-yard line.
Smith able to use that track speed to get to the outside, plant a foot, get upfield for a nice 6-yard gain on 1st down.
Little bobble right there. McCowan gets his hands back on it, but that cost him a step, and Harding's going to lose a couple on that play, back to about the 37. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and a long 5.
RPO there, giving the quarterback the opportunity there, but I think you're seeing a little bit of the issue that comes with kind of going back and forth with quarterbacks, not being able to get that chemistry down with the running back. Obviously a little confusion there. He wanted it back. The running back wanted to keep it, caused him to fumble that ball in the air. take all the timing out of the play, and looks like it only ended up in a result of maybe a loss of 1, but going to bring up a 3rd and 5 here for the Raiders.
That's Antonio Smith in the backfield alongside McCown. McCown looks to his right, tries to get that pass over the middle, and it's knocked out the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up another 4th down, and the Raiders are going to go 3 and out on this possession.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of stared down his receiver there, Najee Jones. It looked like he was in one-on-one coverage, tried to hit him on a skinny post there. Looked like he had a step on him, but the linemen are taught if you can't get to the quarterback, get your hands up, get in those throwing lanes. Worked out perfectly, knocked down the pass, going to result in that 4th and 5 for the Raiders.
Deshaun Langston and Dwayne Thompson. They're the deep backs for Chaney. High snap.
Great job by
Doherty gets
Jake.
away from that rush, and a big hit right on contact at the 30-yard line. No fair catch signal for, so big hit on that coverage. Dwayne Thompson is smacked as soon as he gets his hands on the ball. Chaney will take over 1st and 10 after 30, but that hit has put a charge in the sideline and into this hometown crowd.
Big hit by Raylan Weaver there. Led with the shoulder. We notice generally when the crowd goes ooh, that's when you see the flag come out, but perfectly legal hit there. No fair catch called for. These are the type of plays that are going to wake you up. These are, Jake Doherty, great job. He uses that 4 years of experience. He was under pressure, but he kept calm, able to get off a decent punt, and then great coverage by the punt team there. Big hit to get this crowd and this team excited.
Ball is down at the 31. There goes Galt rolling out to his right, looking downfield. He finds a receiver at the 40. Gets around the corner, a lot of running room. And a big gain out of bounds all the way down to the Raider 22. That was number 19, Dwayne Thompson on that reception.
Big play there, short pass over the middle. Able to find the weak spot in that zone. After that, it was just using speed to get upfield.
My mistake, that was number 16, Darius Stonework on that reception. Big play for the Chaney offense, all the way down inside the Raider 20, 1st and 10. Actually at the Raider 21-yard line. 2:40 to go in the first quarter, and all of a sudden, Youngstown Chaney is knocking at the door.
Look for a bubble screen to the high side.
There's the give to Bryson Douglas. Douglas trying to get around that right side. He gets up to about the 15 and still moving ahead. Douglas down close to another 1st down.
Number 3, Bryson Douglas picks up a little over 10 yards.
Bryson Douglas there saw the opening to the outside, started to the inside, didn't see anybody to the outside, quickly popped it out there. Those 3 receivers able to run those corners and the safeties off. He had wide open territory there, giving the Chaney Cowboys another set of downs.
Douglas, not a big back at 150 pounds, but he certainly gets where he's going to in quite a hurry. The Raiders are going to have to shut him down, especially as he tries to get to that outside. He is quick to the hole. And that is 1st and 10 Chaney at the Raider 11. And this time the handoff is to Jawan Harmon, and Harmon, the big running back, bulls his way down to the 5-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 4 Chaney at the Harding 5.
Just mentioned his name, 27, sophomore Tyler Smith on the tackle there. Great seeing some of the younger players out here. Like I said, get them that experience, get them under these lights. Only going to help this program going forward.
At the 6-yard line.
2nd and 5, we're at the 6. And again, the handoff is to Harmon. He's going to take it in for a touchdown, but there is a flag on the play.
That flag came kind of quick. Don't know if maybe that's going to be a legal procedure or maybe they caught a quick hold.
Legal motion, offense number 9. 5-yard penalty, repeat 2nd down.
So an illegal motion on Chaney. That call negates the touchdown. And more importantly for Harding, that's going to back Chaney back up to the 10-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 10. Actually back to the 11. 2nd down and 10 from the 11.
For the Chaney Cowboys.
Yeah, I think that was the motion, man. He might have started out on the line of scrimmage and came across, giving him that illegal motion. But any way it goes, it's going to bring up that 2nd and 10 for Chaney.
And the handoff is again to Juwan Harmon, and Harmon again bulls his way forward. This time he gets inside the 5. No penalties on this play. That's going to bring up a 2nd down, or actually a 3rd down, and real short at about the 4-yard line. Chaney was still enough room to get a 1st down, but they are in at about the 3 of Harding.
Yeah, Tom, got to assume this is 4-down territory for him inside the 5-yard line of the Raiders.
They're going to, oh, this time Galt's going to keep it, and Galt's going to take it in. He'll take a big hit, and he's going to get flagged for that hit.
And that's going to result in the 1st down.
And now things are getting pretty ugly down there in the sidelines. Harding trying to keep their players back. The Chaney benches have cleared, and that hit has just made things really ugly down there. You hate to see that. Late hit on the quarterback as he crossed the goal line. The touchdown was already signaled. Some punches were thrown. Give a lot of credit to those Harding coaches keeping our guys off the field, but the Chaney bench completely cleared down in that end zone.
Yeah.
And orders being restored.
Discipline. All comes down to discipline. Been a tough year. Both squads here try to prove something, but you prove it on the field, you prove it between the lines, you prove it within the rules.
Now we'll have to wait and see. The officials are going to have to sort this out. There are penalties all over the place. There's the personal foul penalty that was the initial flag.
Clearing the bench like that,
I'm
that's
sure there's going to be some ejections somewhere coming up.
There's got to be some ejections for clearing the bench. I give the coaching staff and the Harding players a lot of credit. Really tough as a player. As you see that going on out there, those are your brothers out there. You want to go out there and you want to protect each other, but you got to stay within the rules. Running out there is going to do nothing but turn this into more of a melee, more of an embarrassment.
So the officials have they're going to have a laundry list of things to sort out here, I think, in a couple moments. We'll see how it all shakes out. As it stands, the touchdown by Drew Gault has put the Chaney Cowboys on top with 50 seconds to play in the first quarter, 6-0. But again, some extracurricular activity, to say the least, going on down there in that south end zone. A lot of sorting out to be done. There'll be some penalties, more than likely an ejection or 2 or 3. We're going to see how all this goes. Officials are talking it over. Coaches are out there waiting to hear the end result of all this.
Yeah, something like this, you know, they're going to make some calls tonight. There'll be some penalties handed out, some guys probably thrown out of the game, but this is something that's probably going to be reviewed on Monday by some higher-ups, and there might be some future suspensions coming for Week 7. They're talking to both head coaches now, trying to sort this out. Obviously, want to make sure the rest of this game, players can keep their composures. They're going to charge both coaches with that, as well as probably bringing both captains out from each side, bringing them down there and letting them know you're a leader. This is why you're a leader. You need to step up in these situations, get this game back under composure. Go out there, don't just represent yourself, represent your school. You represent the name on the front of the jersey, not on the back.
The officials have a tough enough job as it is, but it just got a whole lot tougher. They got 3 quarters left to try to keep things under control here tonight. And that little fracas right there has made things that much tougher for them. Emotions are running high now. And again, like you said, you got 2 teams who are not having the kind of years that they'd want to have.
Well, you know, starts out dumb penalty. They scored It is what it is. They scored 6-0, 7-0. You've stayed with this team all game. No reason for that late hit. But clearing the benches like that is uncalled for. It cannot happen. This is not street ball. This is organized high school football. It's an honor to be able to play it. You only get so many of them. You take full advantage of the opportunities you have. And when you see things like that, it comes down to discipline. You have to hold your head. You have to be smart.
Still under a little bit of delay if you're just joining us. Chaney scored a touchdown and a late hit that will definitely be charged to Harding, but that led to a little bit of, a lot of extracurricular activity down there. Chaney bench cleared and took quite a bit of effort on coaches and officials alike to get everything cleared up, get everybody back to the sidelines where they belong. And the officials and head coaches are still in the field trying to sort the whole mess out. We're going to hopefully very soon here find out what's happening. There's going to be a number of penalties going on, more than likely an ejection or two, and it's just one of those things that you don't want to see at any level of sport, especially the high school level. But we're going to get this all sorted out, and hopefully we're going to be back to the action real soon here.
And I'm really sure what all the conversation's about here. I mean, I can't tell you I'm privy to the rule. We know in professional sports, if you leave the bench, you come over, it's an automatic ejection. I'm not sure what you do in a situation like this, because I can't tell you that there was a single Chaney athlete that didn't leave the bench, let alone those who were on the field that were already in participation of the melee. I can't tell you that I don't think there was anybody left on the Chaney side.
$50 seconds to play in the first quarter. That touchdown, what seems like hours ago at this point, has put Chaney on top 6-0. We haven't gotten around to the extra point yet.
Yeah.
Still trying to untangle everything out there. So,
if we have a quick break in the action, take a plug. The city's Halloween parade will be Tuesday, October 31st, from 5 to 7. Participants of the parade will line up down in Perkins Park. Been kind of on hold, came in 2020, and some things we couldn't do then. We did some alternative trunk or treats within the city, and backed by popular demand will be the city Halloween parade Tuesday, October 31st from 5 to 7 in downtown Warren.
That's good to hear. And while we're at it, next week the Raiders are home again next week. It's homecoming next week. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, up on the schedule, Boardman Spartans come to town for homecoming. Looks like coaches are gathering players together on both sidelines. I'm sure they're giving them the same message that Eddie and I have been talking about for the last few minutes. Keep your head, keep your cool. Let's get back to the business of playing football and not street ball, as we've said earlier. So the head coaches heading back to respective sidelines. We'll let the officials take it from here and find out what's going on at this point. So, homecoming next week against Boardman. The student dance will be next Saturday night, so that's always a fun time to look forward to for our students and student athletes.
Yeah, always great to see I
think we're about to get the call here, so let's see what we got happening here.
Dead ball, personal foul, number 55 from Chaney. Dead ball, personal foul, number 3 from Harding. Goes offset. Touchdown's good. Then we have 2 ejections. Number 11 from Chaney and number 19 from Chaney.
So 2 ejections on the Chaney team.
Yeah, it looks like the first.
30 yards.
Looks like number 11, Tylon Miller, and number 19, Dwayne Thompson. We've called Mr. Thompson's name a couple times. The penalty on Harding will stand. That's going to be assessed on the kickoff. So Chaney will get the extra point attempt. And they're going to kick off from probably the Harding 45-yard line. They'll get 15 yards on the kickoff. Okay, so now we're back to the business of playing football. Chaney looking to convert their extra point after that touchdown. And we'll let the rest of that slide into distant memory and get back to the business of football here.
Yeah, interesting though, Tom. Interested to see what the reaction is. You know, your team, you've got a choice here. You know, you've taken that initial blow here. Chaney comes down. Tough drive inside the 5-yard line, man on man. Ran it right in your face, punched it in the end zone. Little skirmish afterwards. Everything got settled down. Now let's see how the team responds. Can you get your composure back, come out here and do what you were coached to do and march this ball upfield and get a touchdown?
It looks like Chaney's lining up to kick this extra point. It appears to be number 14, Eder Gomez.
Eder Gomez.
And keep in mind that Drew Galt, the starting quarterback, is the holder. That's always something to look out for if you're down there trying to defend on this extra point attempt.
Looks like there's a little confusion here. Maybe getting 11 and 19 off of the sidelines for Chaney. The 2 players that were ejected, it looks like they're waiting for them to get back to the locker room before they'll resume play.
And number 11 looks like a player who wasn't even in pads.
Well, hard to tell from here. I remember back when we played, Tom, you got the big, bulky, you know, pads, made you look big. Today they're all wearing what we call kicker's pads.
And Eder Gomez splits the uprights for the extra point, and Chaney goes on top 7-0. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. And finally, we are back to playing football. And hopefully we will remain playing football for the rest of this ball game.
Well, the Raiders going to have an opportunity here. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. 1 timeout. Saw some interesting things happen in that first quarter here, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to what you do between these white lines here. You know, you can have all the extracurriculars and, you know, everything else that surrounds it, but at the end, you still got to go back to the line of scrimmage. You still got to beat the man over you. You still got to win battles. You still got to move the ball. So we'll see what that reaction is.
Let's play football.
Like Eris Coleman Bay is going to go back deep there with number 4, Israel Reynolds, junior, 5'9", 180. A couple guys with real good speed back there. We've seen Eris Coleman Bay take one to the house early on in the season against McKinley. Looks like they're going to have a great field position here due to those personal foul penalties. Looks like they're going to have Chaney kicking off from their own 20-yard line.
I was mistaken. I thought Chaney would be the beneficiary of that, but apparently not.
Yeah, I believe
they're getting backed up.
I believe there were 2 offsetting penalties, and then the
ones on the ejections.
The 2 on the ejections is what's going to push them back, actually inside the 20-yard line to about the 18, which is odd.
That is kind of.
Kick for Chaney, number 14, Eder Gomez.
Eder Gomez set the kickoff from deep on his side of the field.
Look for one of these up men to return this.
And it's a high, short kick. That'll be fielded about the 43-yard line. That's Israel Reynolds. Reynolds into Chaney territory up to about the 41. And Harding, once again, will have excellent field position to start their possession.
Yeah, Israel Reynolds comes up, catches that ball in the air, able to just plant his foot, get north and south to give this Harding offense great field position with 45 seconds left here in the first quarter.
First and 10 for the Raiders at the Chaney 40-yard line.
Drew McCowan brings that offense back out. McCowan's going to begin the play all by himself. He's got 4 receivers down here to the right, 1 up on top.
Looking for the screen.
And he's looking over there to the left, receiver to the left. He's got a man down there. That ball's caught the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Raiders!
Najee Jones had that defense all slid over to the near side here with the quadruple receivers. He knew he had the one-on-one coverage straight up the sideline. He was able to lead Najee Jones using that size and speed to get past that one-on-one coverage. Perfect pass to put the Raiders on the board here, 6-7 with 39 seconds with the field goal, the extra point upcoming by Mr. Jake Doherty.
Drew McCowan to Najee Jones, 40 yards and a Raider touchdown.
Really great to see how they responded, Tom. We just talked about what are they going to do. You know, you had this issue down there. The game was stopped. Everybody was off. Came out, first play from scrimmage. Really great play to see them come back.
Jake Doherty, that kick is up and good, and just like that, we are tied at 7.
Absolutely what you want to see. Drew McNown been in and out of the starting lineup. Love to see that confidence booster of him finding that one-on-one coverage. Straight to Najee Jones, got to step on the receiver. Great pass in the end zone, great response after Chaney scored their touchdown. Way to come back. This is exactly what you want to see in your team, perseverance. You had some issues, you overcame them. You came out here between the white lines and you did what you had to do. Let's get the defense on the field now, get a 3 and out, get that offense back on the field.
Kind of a slow-moving first quarter, but now in the last minute, lightning has struck for both sides, with Harding coming up big, tying this game 1 play from the line of scrimmage.
But those are big purpose plays right there, Tom. Those are the type of plays that start pushing those safeties back, making those linebackers think twice about stepping up, opening up some of that running room for the running backs.
Jake Doherty set to put the ball in play once more for the Raiders. This game is tied at 7, 39 seconds left in the first quarter.
See a lot of excitement on that Harding sideline.
And Jake, high, deep kick. Ball is fielded at the 5-yard line. And there's a flag on the play. Return man is still on his feet, out to about the 35. And there's another flag.
You know, I thought he was close to the sideline. Looked like that was kind of a shirt tackle where he slung him out of bounds. Not sure if maybe he might have got a little bit of face mask there, but it looked like it was a clean tackle from here. He was not out of bounds, so we'll see if these are offsetting penalties.
Nice.
Looks like a horse collar, Tom.
DeAndre Thomas, number 6 on that return for Chaney. We've got a couple calls to discuss here. There were 2 flags. I believe there's 2 separate calls. They came pretty far apart from each other during the course of that play. So let's see what.
I think you're going to have either a block in the back, or a hold on Chaney, and then it looks like they're going to get the Raider defender up the sideline there when he reached
on the play. The first holding, number 8, the receiving team. Horse collar, number 3.
Yep.
Defense. Those offset.
So no harm, no foul.
So the play is going to wind up where it originally ended, and Chaney will have the ball 1st and 10 at their 37-yard line on the nice return by number 6, Jordan Hewlett. I'm sorry, I gave the Raiders name on that one. Jordan Hewlett for Youngstown Chaney. 31-yard return right there. Drew Galt, and he has got Bryson Douglas out there with him once again.
Really like what I'm seeing out of the defense. Looks like you got a zero coverage. Safeties are all up here. But where we were getting hurt in these previous weeks is playing that safety back in almost a zone cover 2. They were taking advantage of it with bubble screens to the outside. Ursuline all last week just killing us with those bubble screens with the safety playing back. Good to see those safeties playing up. Looks like they're kind of shifting in and out now, trying to give the quarterback some different looks.
Galt drops back to pass, looking to get him going deep downfield. Looking for number 17, Marcus Harrison, just overthrown. And Chaney looking to jump right back into quick on their own right, but it comes up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, there's 2 deep safeties, cover 2 defense there. The weak spot of it is the middle of the field. We've seen that defense get exploited there a few times in the past. Identifying that cover 2 deep safeties, knowing that weak spot is going to be the center of the field, running those post patterns. That's usually where the soft spot is. They try to exploit it, but the Raider defense came up big there.
This time the handoff is to Douglas, and Douglas has nowhere to go. He's going to lose a yard or 2, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and long.
Left side of the Raider defense all night has been stout here. That's going to probably bring us to the end of the first quarter here while we're tied to 7-7.
And that clock is indeed going to tick down. That's the end of the first quarter. And your score, Youngstown Chaney Cowboys and your Harding Raiders both tied at 7. Chaney will come out to a 3rd down and 12 when we open up the second quarter here in a few moments.
Yeah, through the first quarter, like what you've seen here from the offense and the defense here. Defense, giving up that 1 touchdown, but looked pretty stout. That touchdown, honestly, was the result of one big play of that little crossing route that he was able to use his speed and get upfield. Other than that, the defense has been pretty strong, especially that left-hand side. Has been a stone wall for the Raiders tonight. Like what I see on offense, unfortunately, Chaz Coleman seems like he's not dressed tonight. Has some type of injury. I know he came off of that hamstring here a few weeks ago. He's been touch and go, so they've been going back and forth with Chaz and Drew at quarterback. Drew's coming in tonight, really trying to solidify himself as the Raider quarterback, and it's going to go a long way with big passes like you saw the one down the sideline to Najee Jones. Hopefully that's going to be something that really opens up the playbook for the Raiders as it makes those safeties think twice about coming up, knowing that these receivers definitely have the speed to get behind them.
All set to start the second quarter. And again, Chaney comes out to a 3rd down and 12. They're at their own 35-yard line. Raiders looking to put a stop to this drive right now and get the ball right back and see if they can jump on top. Once again, score tied at 7 as we begin the second frame. Galt steps back to pass. Off to the side to Bryson Douglas. Douglas eludes 1 tackler out to the 40, 45. And Douglas, with a couple nice moves, gets it down to the 45-yard line. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 2. And now Chaney has a decision to make.
Looks like they're going to go for this. Bryson Douglas left out all alone on the near side. Now it looks like here comes the punting team. But as we saw before, watch that hard count. They're going to try to get a cheap 5 yards on you here. Take advantage of the aggressiveness. Looks like Chaney's might end up having to burn a timeout, trying to get a couple players out onto the field late. Like to see some pressure here, bring the house.
That play clock has run out, but
yep,
and it's a fake, and he's not going to make it. And that is going to be Harding ball at the Chaney 39-yard line.
You could tell something was awry there as the players came on late, but it looked like there was some confusion. You would have really expected if you had a fake drawn up on your own side here. That probably would have been a time to burn a timeout, bring the players over to discuss it, but Chaney coach comfortable with leaving his guys out there. Raider defense all over it, bringing the pressure, able to get the offense back on the field with great field position on the Chaney 40-yard line.
I'm not sure if the officials were on a different time, but that play clock was at 0 for an awful long time, and I guess it works out in Harding's favor that they didn't blow that whistle.
We'll take it.
As Chaney tries the fake punt, and he is smothered in that backfield. And now Harding, 1st and 10 at the Chaney 40-yard line, and a chance to go on top here. Drew McCowan back out of quarterback. Same formation as he had a moment ago with that big touchdown pass.
He's got single
he
coverage.
Sent Smith into motion. Over the middle, dump pass screen over the middle. That's Iris Coleman Bay. And Chaney jumped on that one. They had it quickly. Set up nice for a moment. Chaney closed it up. That's a gain of about 2. Brings up a 2nd down and 8.
You know, you really like that middle screen there. Take advantage of the defense's aggressiveness right there. But give credit to the Chaney linebackers, staying home, understanding there's no such thing as a free lunch, be able to stop that for a short 3-yard gain.
That's Smith in motion out, joining the other 3 receivers on the right side.
There you go.
And that's going to be 5 yards on Chaney, so there's a quick 5 for Harding. That'll move him ahead 5, bring up about a 2nd down and 2 now.
Encroachment. Defense.
Take great opportunity
penalty.
for the offense
Still
right here
down.
around the 32-yard line. You've got yourself with a 2nd and 2. Really opens up the playbook here. Don't be surprised if they take another shot finding that one-on-one coverage if Drew takes another shot downfield.
With the penalty, it's 2nd and 2 from the Chaney 32-yard line.
Number 25, LaMarcus Provitt. He is the lone receiver on this side.
It's going to be single coverage down there. He's looking
and
for him.
That's who McCowan's looking for. Oh, just through the outstretched hands of Provitt. He had the Chaney defender by a step. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2.
Looks like nice coverage there by Darius Stonework, a 5'8 junior on a Chaney. He had the one-on-one coverage against the sophomore LaMarcus Provitt. Saw some big things out of him a couple of weeks ago with a long 60-yard touchdown pass, just a sophomore. Be ready to hear that name a lot as you go forward here into the future.
And even on the incomplete passes, McCowan he's throwing some bullets out there. You could tell he's throwing the ball with a lot of confidence. So even if they're not caught, they're passes that are on the line. They're not tentative.
You know, Drew's got some playing time last year. Remember Dallas Jet, just a dynamic quarterback. He had went down for a couple games with a concussion, and Drew came in and performed admirably. And so he comes in this year with some experience coming off of last year. Confidence is the most important thing, though. And the only way you get that confidence at the offensive side as a quarterback is through completions.
3rd and 2 for the Raiders.
3rd and 2 for the Raiders. They're at the Chaney 32-yard line. There's the handoff, it looks like, to Smith. Smith fighting ahead. He's not going to get there. He's going to be a little bit short.
Once again, we saw that low snap that McNown had to go down for, come back up. But this is obviously 4-down territory. They probably called 2 plays during that timeout.
It's 4th and 3.
4th and 3 for the Raiders.
Looks like he's got opportunities. Watch those linebackers. Number 2 there looks a little aggressive. You get LaMarcus on a quick screen here. Soon as number 2 vacates. That's why they're coming up to push him at the line.
Antonio Smith with the handoff. He's going to get ahead to about the 25-yard line, 26-yard line, and that is a 1st down Harding.
No, absolutely. Great play call there. Antonio Smith able to use his vision. Let that line set up the blocks. Don't be too fast. You can only be as fast as the lineman. Able to tiptoe his way forward to give the Raiders a new set of downs.
Ball is marked down at the 27-yard line where it is 1st down and 10 Harding. 8:40 to play here in the first half. McCowan keeps it, tries to get on the end. McCowan will get a few yards. Ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Harding football.
Drew McCowan keeps the ball for a short run.
You know, Drew's not known as a runner, but he is 6'3". They got him listed at 190 last year. He started at outside linebacker, so he's not afraid to take a hit, never afraid to lower that shoulder, move forward to try to move the chains. Once again, a 2nd and 2, great situation for the offense. Opens up the whole playbook for you here.
Didn't look like it was going to be that good, but that was an 8-yard gain. 2nd down and 2. And this time they hand off again to Smith. And Smith tricked
Great
up a little bit,
balance.
but he keeps his balance, gets ahead for about 5. That's another 1st down up to the Chaney 15-yard line. 1st and 10 Raiders, and the Raiders are knocking at the Chaney door.
Like the momentum, they're in tempo, keep it moving.
First down, Raiders.
Keeping this defense off balance with a nice combination of run and pass. Looks like there's some discussion about where they want to go here on this 1st and 10.
Play clock winding down, and Harding's going to have to use their last timeout so they don't give up 5 yards on this drive.
Yeah, you could tell, you could watch the communication from the sideline onto the to the offense there. Obviously a little bit of confusion there. Better to take that timeout than to get yourself behind the chains early on a 1st and 15.
So Harding uses its last timeout of the half. Scores tied at 7 with 7:52 to play in the half. Harding 1st and 10 at the Chaney 16-yard line, trying to take a lead. And keep in mind, Harding kicked off, so they will be getting the ball back in the 3rd quarter. So a score here is really huge for Harding, especially the way the defense has been playing this entire game. As you said, had one big play, and that's really all Chaney's had. But other than that, the defense has played really well and kept Chaney from moving the ball too much.
Yeah, the perseverance, that's what you want to see. You know, Harding want to really try to close out. Watch what happens as we get into the 3rd, 3-4 minutes left in the 2nd quarter.
McCowan picks it up, gets the pass off.
Smart.
So McCowan avoids a loss on that play.
Drew McCowan's pass falls incomplete.
Looks like you got a hurt Chaney player down there.
Intended for LaMarcus Provin. There's an injured Chaney player on the field.
2nd down and 10 as the Chaney coaches and trainers come out to tend to the injured player. McCowan doing everything he could to control that football and get it out of his hands. He avoided a sack.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those this year from Drew where, and you really, you know, the situation with those snaps, you know, kind of back there sometimes like a shortstop fielding them, some high, some low. We've seen him drop just a couple of them. And that time, I will give him the credit. He was able to gain his composure, and that comes back to that experience. He's back in the pocket. He knows that pressure's coming, but he knew where his receivers were, gained his composure, was able to throw that ball in the direction of a receiver, avoiding any type of a sack or intentional grounding play.
It's number 2, Juwan Harmon, going off the field under his own power.
Good to see the young man up, walking off under his own power. Hopefully we'll be able to see him again here later in the game. 6'1", 225 senior.
Now he's got his helmet in his hand. The last few steps off the field, he trotted off the field, so he's looking in pretty good shape right there. Maybe just had the wind knock down the breadbasket there for a moment or two. Now he's got it back. Well, we'll probably see him back. 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. And another bad snap, and that ball is on the ground, and that ball is picked up by Chaney. That's number 52, Javon Huff, being chased down by Antonio Smith. Antonio Smith saves a touchdown.
Antonio Smith not giving up, talking about that track speed there. I thought at first that was going to be a forward pass, but it looks like Drew did try to tuck that ball again.
So things have turned around on that turnover. Picked up by the Chaney defensive lineman and returned all the way back to the Harding 12-yard line. And if not for the effort of Antonio Smith, would have scored. So now, at the very least, the defense has a chance to keep Chaney out of the end zone.
Well, you hate to see that for Drew. He's been playing such a great game thus far. and hate to see a turnover like that. Momentum and everything obviously swung in the Raiders' direction. It's going to be up to the defense now, excuse me, to try to get a 3 and out to keep Chaney to just a field goal attempt here.
I hate to keep harping on it, but that was another snap that Drew had to really fight to get control over, and it's just upsetting the whole rhythm back there. If he has that extra step, and at the very least, he can take the ball and not lose it.
Well, and as the quarterback, you're coming up to the line of scrimmage. You know where the patterns are. You know where the receivers are going. You're trying to pick out, you're trying to find your read on the defense. And when you've got to take your eyes off the defense, off of being downfield to look at the ground, to secure the ball, all of a sudden everything gets discombobulated. You lose track of where the receivers are, you lose track of what the defense is doing, and you're almost in panic mode back there. Thus, generally speaking, we see the quarterbacks, Drew or Chaz, get through it, but occasionally you do see these types of things ending up in turnovers or sacks for losses, pushing them behind the chains.
Looks like Chaney has taken their second timeout to discuss this possession. They now have one left. Harding is out of timeouts for the half. Score tied at 7:33 to play. Harding was driving. They had it down on the Chaney 16. McCowan in the process of getting sacked, loses control of the ball, scooped up by Chaney defensive lineman. That was number 52, Javon Huff. Huff returning it all the way down to the Harding 12, where he was tracked down by Antonio Smith. That was a touchdown-saving tackle.
Right.
So here we are at 1st down and 10 for the Chaney Cowboys on the Harding 12. And Harding trying to keep a hold of this tie ball game at the moment.
And Tom, obviously, we're homers here. And you look for silver linings on anything, but the no quit on that. That could have easily been frustration about the snaps, quarterback dropping a ball, whatever, but to watch number 10, Antonio Smith, not give up on that play, chase him down to give his defense a chance, that is a great sign for this team.
And that's what you get right there. There's a loss on a play, big defensive stop, and all of a sudden, after a big play the other way, Harding all of a sudden has a little bit of life, and we have a Harding defensive player slow to get up on that. And that looks like that could be, is that Eris Coleman Bay getting up a little bit gimpy on that play?
Yeah, he's coming off. Looks like we've got a Chaney player down as well. That might have been number 7, Deshaun Wynn. I
think it might have been number 7, now that you mentioned that.
Yeah, I'm a little younger than you. Still got decent eyes. Not what they used to be.
So Harding losing that fumble and Chaney with the big play. Defense back on the field, and a big play by the defense, pushing Chaney back a couple yards, brings up a 2nd down and 12 at the 14. So certainly not folding up and giving into an easy score.
Oh, and that's what you got to take from this, and I'm sure that's what these coaches are out there watching. It's been a tough year, 1-4. I mean, listen, I'm not going to try to cover that up. It is what it is. We've seen some bad losses. We've seen some bad games. We've seen some bad plays. But when you see the effort, when you see the fight, when you see the willingness to continue to go out there and compete, that is what the coaches are looking for. That is what other players are looking at, because that starts to get more players in the game. The more you have that fight, the more dogs, as Deion Sanders said, I need a few more dogs. That's what you need to see. You need to see more players like that given 100% when it would have been easy to give up.
Number 62, Brandon Tutwiler, the injured Cowboy. He's being helped off the field. 6'3", 220-pound sophomore. So again, we don't like to see anybody hurt, no matter what color the uniform. So hopefully they'll tend to him, and it would be good to see him back out in the field. But I'm sure they'll look after him and do what's best for him.
And I do believe Juwan Harmon has returned to the game for Chaney.
2nd down and 12 at the Harding 14-yard line. And at least for one play, the defense has stepped up to the challenge, trying to keep Chaney out of that end zone, keep this a tie ball game. Maybe Harding get another shot and enough time to get the ball back down the field before the half.
No, they're going to call that.
And
never got set. Receiver came in late. Confusion on the Chaney side.
So That's going to be a delay of game. Took a long time to get that 11th player back out in the field. And that's going to cost Chaney another 5, bring up a second down and 17. And again, cannot stress it enough. That's what happens when you have a kid that doesn't quit. And it would have been easy to just let him stroll into the end zone. He doesn't do it. And now Chaney is facing a struggle to try to get this ball in there. And
give your team the opportunity to win. Give them the opportunity at another play. That's what Antonio Smith did.
So that play is looming larger and larger by the minute here as this offensive series for the Cowboys goes on. 2 receivers up on top, 2 to the bottom. That looks like Juwan Harmon is in the backfield alongside Galt. Galt's going to roll out to his left. Galt looking out that way. And Galt is going to go down deep in the backfield. And now it is 3rd and very long.
Looks like that was number 52 for the Raiders. Devontae Ellis, senior, 6 foot 230, coming fast and strong. Taking the quarterback down for a big loss.
That takes the Cowboys all the way back to the 28-yard line. And what looked to be a short touchdown a couple seconds ago is all of a sudden a 3rd and 26 for this Raider defense.
You can't say enough again about this, about the no give, you know, just the determination on Antonio Smith using that sub 1100 meter speed to give his team a chance.
Galt back to pass.
Got a flag
There's
down.
a flag down. Galt on the run, trying to get rid of that ball. Tosses it to the end zone.
Nothing.
That's going to fall incomplete. Flag on the play. And I think that's going to go against Chaney. Their initial motion is that way.
Looks like another procedure penalty on Chaney. That came out right away from the side official there.
They got him on the illegal motion once before, and that looks like we're going to see this again.
Foul on the play, the illegal motion. That penalty's declined.
Well, you can see the issue. You could see the 2 receivers on the side. You remember when you played wide receiver, you check the ref, and you'd ask him if you were on the line or not on the line. And you've seen a lot of back and forth between that slot receiver and the far side wide receiver as they were going back and forth, kind of looking at each other. Probably not quite sure who was supposed to be on, who was supposed to be off. That's the second time they've been caught tonight on that illegal formation, illegal procedure.
Harding's going to decline that penalty. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 26. And it looks like Chaney is going to spend their last time out here to see what they're going to do. I'm sure they're going to try to go for this. They've got really no choice.
Yeah, you're about a, 40, they're on the 27, 37, about a 43, 44-yard field goal from that distance there. You miss it, you give the Raiders the ball, you know, with pretty decent field position. Now watch a shotgun play and possibly some type of quick kick where he tries to hit that corner coffin over there. But 4th and 26, not a lot of plays in the playbook for 4th and 26. Put those safeties back around the goal line. Make sure nothing gets behind you.
Yeah, it's a big pass play from McGowan to Jones to tie this game up, that 40-yard touchdown. But right now, my vote for play of the game has got to be Antonio Smith tracking down that fumble return.
Absolutely.
And giving Harding this opportunity right here. This game could be could have really gone the other way real quick. And that one play right there, pending this play here, I expect Harding to go out and stop this one. You never, can't count things too quickly. But that play just looms extremely large right now, given this defensive stand right here.
Yeah, like you said, you always want to give yourself an opportunity. Live to fight for another play. You never know what could happen. You never know how that ball is going to bounce. Antonio Smith did that, giving this defense a great opportunity on this 4th and 26 to get a turnover on downs and get the offense back out there.
So once again, Chaney using their last time out. It's 7-7, 5:23. Chaney comes out facing a 4th down and 26 at the Raider 28-yard line.
So a little discussion with Donovan McCoy there. He's coming into the play late.
Galt drops straight back. He's under a lot of pressure. And Galt is going to go down at about the 35-yard line. It's Raider football.
Great coverage by the secondary there two deep safeties, had the top covered. Quarterback had a lot of time, just nowhere to go with the ball, hung on a little too long. Raider defensive line able to get in there to get that sack. Gonna turn the ball over here, 5:14 left, getting that offense back on the field.
Raiders take over.
First and 10, Harding. They're spotting it at the 33. And it all goes back to Antonio Smith not giving up on that fumble return. Harding with the football. McCowan bringing the offense back out. 5 minutes to play in the first half. Score here, and Harding gets the ball to open up the second half. So Harding with a huge opportunity at this point in the ball game. 4 receivers here to the left for McCowan. And there's a screen out. That looks like Antonio Smith looking for some room, trying to cut it back. And he gets through the line of scrimmage. He does get a few positive yards off that. Still driving those legs. And Antonio Smith picks up a gain of about 5 or 6 on that, and that looked like nothing for a long time.
Listen, we fight. That's what it's about. It's about fight and determination. 170 pounds, could have easily tried to string that out to the sideline. Planted his foot, got north and south, took on a couple hits. Those yards after contact is what's going to come big in this game.
Second down and 5 as Smith remains in the backfield alongside McCowan. He's got 3 receivers up on top. He's got Najee Jones down here on the bottom. Jones, the recipient of a 40-yard touchdown pass earlier in the game. And this time, McCowan over the middle.
Nice stretch.
A nice catch there over the middle.
It's like the 29, Marcus Crum.
That's what it looks like, number 29.
Great stretch by Marcus Crum. Saw a lot of him in those 2 away games. Look to see a lot more from him tonight.
And that's enough for a first down at the 47. Smith again. This time Smith is going to fight. He'll fight ahead for a couple. Again, he could have gone down for a loss, but got some positive yardage. Second down and 8 at the Raider 49-yard line.
Yeah, great balance there. Great, strong, hard run there. Like you said, could have went down. Kept his balance, fought forward, yards after contact.
McCowan steps back, looking over to the left. He's got overthrows Aris Coleman Bay by just a little bit. Brings up a third down and 8.
Defending on the play, number 6, Jordan Hewlett. It's 3rd and 8.
Be interesting here if they can get 5-6 yards. Is this going to be 4 down territory for the Raiders?
3:37 to play in the first half. Score is tied at 7. Harding trying to capitalize on a huge defensive stand.
And it looks like
that's Crum and Jones on this side of the field.
He's got one-on-one coverage to the near side.
McCowan forced out of the pocket.
Needs to let it go.
He gets rid of the ball. It's going to fall incomplete. McCowan avoids the sack.
Looks like they're going to bring the punter out here, try to. Well, maybe not. Looks like he's leaving the offense. I see Jake. Is he going? There he goes.
Here comes the punt team on 4th and 8.
Well, the defense has played well right now. No reason to really take that chance, giving Chaney opportunity with minimal time left here in the second quarter. Want to try to kick this ball. Want to try to kick this ball deep here, pin him back, let your defense do the rest of the work.
Tonight's jackpot, $233.
Jake Doherty in to do the punting.
Oh.
And there's a very high snap. Doherty chases it down. Eludes one tackler.
He can get it off.
And Jake Doherty, what a play to get that punt off. And it rolls inside the 30, inside the 25, all the way down to the 20. What a play by number 12, Jake Doherty.
That's what that experience comes. That comes down to experience, Tom. 4-year starter Jake Doherty. He's had a couple bad snaps this year that he's had to deal with. He was able to take that ball, never lose his composure, break a tackle, come out, have the presence of the field to be able to kick it, and to the offensive lineman there not getting downfield before they could. Everybody played a role in that. Great individual effort by Jake Doherty to pin the Chaney Cowboys back here with 3:13 left.
And another nominee for play of the game makes its way onto the ballot.
Listen, it's contagious. It's contagious.
What a play to get Chaney all the way back to their 20-yard line. That was disaster in the making, avoided by Jake Doherty. And now Chaney with the handoff up the middle.
You know, plays like that is contagious. You know, each one teach one. Next one up. You started with that great play, given the opportunity to keep Chaney out of the end zone. Jake Doherty showing no quit at all on that play. Could have easily went down. Nobody would have blamed him. He's the punter, right? But no, he went out there, he fielded his position, made sure he got that ball off, gave his defense an opportunity.
2nd down and 2, and that's Bryson Douglas once again. He's going to get a Chaney first down, gets the ball out all the way to 37. Clock will stop for the chains to move. There are no timeouts on either side right now, so as soon as they get these chains set, and the clock is running at 2:34 and ticking, and the defense does need a stop here because Raiders will get the ball to open the second half, so they are looking for a stop on this drive. Galt rolling out, looking downfield, lets it go towards the sideline. That ball is high. Was looking for number 16, Darius Stonework on that one.
Galt with a lot of time back there. Raiders only bringing that front 3 rush there. Linebackers kind of staying back in a mush rush, not trying to give up anything short to those little screen passes. Quarterback had a lot of time, but the defense was back there, set, ready, forced him into an air throw, going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
2:17 to play. 2nd down and 10. The Cowboys send 3 receivers to the right. Now 1 man in motion. They have 2 either side. There's the handoff to Douglas once again. And Douglas gets ahead for about 3 out to the 40. Brings up a 3rd down and 7 for Chaney.
Tackle on the play by number 52, Devontae Ellis.
Chaney hoping to pop one right up the middle here, hoping to just make one of those linebackers miss, see if the running back can take it the distance. Thus far, Raider defense has stood pretty stout here.
We're under 2 minutes, and the clock is ticking. 3rd and 7 for Youngstown Chaney. 2 receivers on each side. Galt again with Bryson Douglas lined up to his right. And Galt takes a straight drop back. Deep downfield, that ball is overthrown. It's over everybody. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 7. And I imagine Chaney's going to give this one more shot as opposed to bringing out the punt team.
No,
they are bringing out the punt
minute
team.
30 left. I think they got no chance other than to try to kick this away. Leave the Raiders with, minute 15, minute 20, no timeouts on the clock. See if their defense can come up big again.
They haven't gotten a lot out of their punt team so far, so I look for the Raiders to once again have pretty good field position after this play's done.
Look, they've got everybody up on the line. They're going to bring the house. Here they come.
Starting with a hard rush. Low line drive kick, and Bay is going to let that go, and that's going to turn into a pretty nice punt. And best one of the night for Chaney as it rolls inside the 20 all the way down to the Harding 17. Harding has a minute 17 to play from the 17-yard line to try to get one into the end zone before the end of the half here.
Well, you got a lot of different options here. Got a lot of speed on the field with number 10, Antonio Smith, number 17, Donovan McCoy. You've got some deep threats, Najee Jones. We've seen LaMarcus Provit. We've seen Drew with the confidence to be able to throw up that 50-50 ball and let his receivers make a play. Look to see what they do here with no timeouts. We talked about, I think they had to burn 2 in the first quarter, only left them with 1 going into the second. Seeing what that was going to do later on here in the second quarter. They're going to come out here, minute 17, no timeouts.
Raiders take over at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10.
1st and 10 Raiders at their own 17. And there's a handoff to Smith. Gets through for a couple. He's going to pick up about 2 on that. That looks like it's going to bring up a 2nd down and 8. 2nd down and 7 maybe at the 20.
Like to see what these safeties are doing here. They got a 3-deep cover 3 here, 3 safeties trying to keep everything in front of them. Really would like to see that RPO again where he pulls it back. See if you can catch these safeties with their eyes in the backfield and maybe hit something deep quick.
Second down and 7 at the 20-yard line. 3-yard gain there by Antonio Smith. Clock continues to tick. Inside 40 seconds now. The Raiders may run one more.
Nope.
It looks like they're going to be content to take this one into the locker room with a tie. They are getting the ball back to begin the second half. And the fireworks were few and far between, but there were some big plays in that first half. The big touchdown for Harding and big play for Chaney to put them in position for their touchdown. The big fumble return and tackle by Antonio Smith that went a long way towards keeping Chaney out of the end zone. That's going to do it for the first half. We go to the locker rooms with a tie game at 7. We're going to leave you in the capable hands of the Harding Raider Marching Band. Eddie and I'll be back in about 20 for the second half. Stay tuned, Raider Nation.
Tonight's jackpot, $233. Winning orange ticket, 142-94600. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your reminder. Mollenkopf Stadium is a no-smoking facility. There is to be no smoking or vaping anywhere in Mollenkopf Stadium. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we present the 2023 Raider Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Reed Young and Heather Cerny. Summer assistants include John Fitch, Kaylee Hall, Kristen Richter, Melanie Vlad, and Antoine Howard. Our major ed instructors are Marissa Wilkie and Gabby Jones. Flagline instructors are Celeste Harris and Lariah Coker. Percussion instructors are Brian Yager and Jordan Ringo. The band is led onto the field by field commanders Wayne Harris, Amari Jackson, Zayshawn Poole, and head drummer Elise Vaughn. Raider Band is proud to present our 2023 show titled Empower, as we feature a variety of hit songs that we know you'll enjoy. With soloists Sarah Bell, Michaela Eisenberg, and Chris Cox, here is Shine Down. We pay tribute to the class of 2024 by featuring our 23 senior woodwind, brass, percussion, majorette, and flagline members. The Raider Band hopes the senior class has a great year as we perform Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Raider Band is on the move with this 2002 hit from the K-pop group Stray Kids, with an additional feature by the Raider Drumline. Here is All In. The Harding Band would like to invite all of you back to Mollenkopf Stadium tomorrow night, September 23rd, for the 64th annual Warren Band Night, featuring bands from Champion, Liberty, Niles, Canfield, and our very own Warren G. Harding Band. The show starts at 7 p.m. and tickets can be purchased at the gate. We hope to see you then. To end tonight's show, we feature senior drum major Wayne Harris on tenor saxophone. Here is Man in the Mirror and Joy to the World. the Raider band would like to thank all of you for being a wonderful audience tonight. Now join us as we cheer our Raider team. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the 2023 Marching Harding Raider Marching Band and the class of 2024.
Mayor Doug Franklin and the City of Warren invite the community to the annual Halloween Parade, Sunday, October 29th at 3 p.m. in downtown Warren. Come join us, rain or shine. Bring the whole family to enjoy this festive holiday. Once again, the City of Warren's Halloween Parade, Sunday, October 29th, 2023 at 3 p.m. downtown Warren, Ohio. Raiders
I did see it, and Todd Johnson corrected me publicly, and I just told Todd, because you did that, now I'm going to change the date. But yes, I appreciate you. I will correct that when we get back on.
Okay, Raider fans, we are back for the start of the second half. We have a tie ball game at 7, and the Raiders are going to receive. They'll have the ball to open up the third quarter. A little bit of everything going on that first quarter. Chaney scored first off a big pass to set up their early score, 7-0. Harding answered on their very next play from scrimmage with a 40-yard strike from Drew McGowan to Najee Jones to knot it up at 7. And then a couple big plays. Antonio Smith tracking down the defensive lineman for Chaney as he's returning a fumble to keep them out of the end zone, and a big stand by the defense. And although the offense really couldn't get anything going there, we were treated to one heck of a display by punter Jake Doherty. After a high snap got away from him, he actually eluded a tackler and got the punt off and put Chaney all the way back to their 20-yard line. So two really big plays that are extremely instrumental in keeping this game tied.
Yeah, Tom, we talked about coming off of that two-game losing streak away. I think they lost the game before that, 3 games in a row. We were looking to see what this team would come out to do, and what we saw was perseverance.
Eder Gomez, that kick is taken by Eris Coleman Bay. Bay gets it out to about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line. Looks like all the way to 29, and the Raiders are going to open up first and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
Yeah, I want to go back to that point. We were wondering how this Raider team was going to come out here, 1-4 start. You know, what were they going to do? And it was definitely defined by those 2 plays. Antonio Smith just not giving up, chasing down that lineman, giving his defense an opportunity. And when given the opportunity, the defense stepped up, got the 4, now turned that ball over to the offense. And then you saw another play to follow that up. Jake could have easily went down, fought through some tackles, got the punt off, and was able to give the defense another day to survive. Great perseverance.
There's Antonio
He's
Smith
not
through the
gonna
line of
catch him.
scrimmage. Smith on the 45, the 40. Smith all the way down to the Chaney 30-yard line.
Antonio Smith talked about that speed all year long. 4x1 track star, 100 track star, sub 1100 meter. You saw that speed right there. Going to give the Raiders great opportunity here early in the second.
That 40-yard run brings it up to the Chaney 30-yard
Huge first down
line.
play for
Raiders
Harding,
at the
all
10.
the way down to the Chaney 30, where it's 1st and 10. McCowan back to pass, looking for that left sideline. He's got a man open down there, and that's going to be underthrown and picked off by Chaney inside the 5-yard line.
Drew McCowan's pass intercepted.
Drew tried to go back to the
3-yard line by number 3.
tried to go
Bryson
back to the
Douglas.
well there. He had hit an earlier touchdown to number 14, Najee Jones, finding that similar one-on-one coverage up the sideline, just a little bit underthrown. Corner able to make the play. Number 3, Powell tried to turn into a defensive back there, just unable to break up that pass. He had a step on him, a little bit underthrown. Is going to result in a turnover here deep into the Chaney, deep in Chaney territory, back here about the 3-yard line.
Defense has played well throughout the ball game so far, and the good news is they do have Chaney backed up on their own 3-yard line. So Harding looking for a good defensive stand here, trying to get the ball back with decent field position.
Harding was able to get some pressure with that front 3 late in the second quarter here. We'll see if they can continue with that.
Drew go with the hand up. And a big defensive play. That looks like a yard loss. That was number 4, Orion Dukes with the ball. He had nowhere to go, trying to get around that left end.
With the run for
Looked like that was Braylon Dyson there, number 23. They were stringing him out to the sideline there. Great pursuit angles by the defense. Had an opportunity to possibly get a safety there. Looked like that might have resulted in a loss of 1. Going to bring Chaney back into their 2-yard line.
Looks like they're spotting him back at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Galt drops back into his end zone. He's looking down this near sideline, looking for number 6. And that ball is caught by Jordan Hewlett, fighting off the player. I think the coaches are motioning to see if maybe he'd been forced out of bounds before that pass, but that's not called. And Chaney has a first down all the way out to about the 35-yard line.
Great bump and run coverage there. Just ended up getting a step on the defender there. Great concentration. Defender tried to get his hands up. Can't see if that's Eris Coleman Bay there. That's going to dig Chaney out of that hole here, open up the playbook for him. A little more comfortability without that end zone behind him.
Actually get it out to the 40, and Galt rolling out. He completes that pass over on the sideline. Looks to be about, that's going to be about an 8-yard gain, bringing up a 2nd down and 2. And that was Jordan Hewlett once again.
Jordan Hewlett found the soft spot of the defense, that zone over there on the sideline. Gold had some time, able to make an accurate throw. He made a couple moves to get upfield, give him a nice gain to bring up this 2nd and 2. It's like a little conversation, a little discussion along the offensive line, figuring out these blocking schemes. Very difficult for the offensive line in this 3-4 defense, not knowing where the blitz is coming from.
And on 2nd and 2, they give it off to the big back, Jawan Harmon. He bowls his way ahead to the 46-yard line of Harding. That results in a Chaney first down, and the chains are moving once again.
That's a Chaney first down.
Looks like Chaney's trying a little mush shuttle here. Trying to keep that Harding defensive alignment on the field, not letting them get the subs in.
Galt back to pass, looking over here, he's got number 16. That's Darius Stonework. Gain of about 4 on that play. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 6.
That was Kamari Adams on the coverage there in that zone, able to cover a lot of ground to get over there. When that pass was thrown, you didn't see any black jerseys in the area. Give Jones a lot of credit for using that speed to make up some ground to be able to hold that to a 4-yard gain.
2nd down and 6. Cowboys have 3 receivers up on top. And there's a quick pass. That ball is picked off, and that's going to be He's going to make the pick six.
Got it.
He's at the 20. That's going to be a touchdown, Harding!
Great play there, trying to get a number there. That looks like that's number 28. That's Brandon Coleman there, junior, coming up big on the defensive side there for the Raiders, turning this game around. One interception for another there, gave that defense the opportunity there. Saw that ball, went up there, hawked it, came down, one small cutback. It was off to the races. We've got a new ball game here with the Raiders going up here 13-7 in the second half.
Jake Doherty on to attempt the extra point, trying to make this a 14-7 contest.
Jake Doherty lines up for the extra point.
And that ball is up and through the uprights. And after the Brandon Coleman pick six, the Raiders go on top 14-7 with 8:41 to play in the third quarter.
It's all about opportunities, Tom. Each one of these players, every time you got 11 out there, you got plays. You got an opportunity. Step up and make that play. Right there, you saw Coleman take advantage of his opportunity. Seeing that ball in the air, I thought we were going to get the whole replay there, but just a great opportunity for the junior Brandon Coleman there to be able to take that ball out of the sky, use his speed, athleticism, make a couple moves, take it to the end zone to put the Raiders up 14-7.
And the Harding defense comes up big one more time.
Tom, while we have a second here, I want to make a correction. The city's Halloween parade will be Sunday, October 29th from 3 to 5. I do apologize for the misunderstanding, but I want to repeat the city's Halloween parade will be Sunday, the 29th of October, 3 to 5 in downtown Warren.
And again, a lot of spirit and emotion on that Harding sideline right now, and it's good to see. We haven't seen that for a while.
No, absolutely. I mean, this is what it's about.
Doherty, high, deep kick. That's going to be taken at about the 7-yard line. Fumbled around a little bit back there. And a huge tackle, and I think we're going to get a face mask on that one.
Face mask or possibly another one of the I'm at a loss for the word. Horse collar. We saw one called earlier.
Yeah, he was definitely dragged down from up on high the way he got spun around there. So that flag's going to go against the coverage team, and will probably give Chaney another 15 yards from the spot of that foul.
I said it a couple times today. We'll see what this call is. Oh, they're waving it off.
Well, after discussion, they're waving it off, and so that turns into a great coverage, and Chaney is going to start from their own 10-yard line, and that puts this defense, and they are on a high right now as the Harding defense comes back out on the field.
Said as a coach, you hate to see mistakes, but if you're going to see one, you want to see an aggressive mistake. If that would have been called, that's an aggressive mistake. You want to fix it, but as a coach, you like to see the passion out there. You like to see the defense getting aggressive. You want to see them carry it over now to these set of downs. Look at this.
And there's the handoff to Douglas. He is met in the backfield for a loss, and right now the Harding defense is all over the field.
Number 52, Devontae Ellis, senior year, coming out with something to prove. That's what it's going to come down to. We talked about this game being pivotal to be able to turn this season around. It starts with those seniors, and it absolutely starts with those guys up front.
3-yard loss back to the 7-yard line. It's second down and 13 for Youngstown Chaney. Galt with a give to Douglas around the right side, and Douglas barely makes it back to the line of scrimmage again. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and long from deep inside Chaney territory.
Looked like Brian Powell, number 3 on the tackle there, up high. Was afraid maybe they were going to call something there, but nice tackle, way to take him down. Going to keep that with a long, looks like what, another 3rd and 10 looks like they're going to have here for the Chaney Cowboys.
Douglas back to the original line of scrimmage on that play, and it is indeed 3rd and 10, 7:18 and counting.
Seen a lot of confidence in these corners out here to stay one-on-one. With the momentum you got here, I'd like to see a blitz come from somewhere, really put some pressure on the quarterback.
And there's the give up the middle to Douglas.
Interesting.
Gets it out to about the 15. That's going to bring up a 4th down, maybe 16. 4th down and 4 is where they're spotting it. That should bring the Chaney punt team out on the field.
Yeah, Chaney trying to catch that Harding defense off guard there. 3rd and long. I think everybody was expecting Chaney to drop back and to look for something downfield. Instead, straight dive up the middle, hoping that the running back could make somebody miss, maybe do something there. Harding defense ready for it. Going to bring this 4th and 4. Watch the hard count. We've seen Chaney a couple times. We've seen a lack of concentration on both sides with some jumps on the defense and the offense.
And that looks like
that same formation with you got the trips high, trips low.
Drew Galt.
And they were going to go for it.
Harding sees it. They call a timeout to talk it over. They had Galt lined up. They brought all the players in, make it look like the punt team coming in. Galt lined up, not as deep as the punter, so they were definitely going to try for something on that play. Harding recognized something amiss, called the timeout and stopped the play in its tracks, and that might force Chaney into their punt now that they've been found out, so to speak.
Yeah, you know, we saw something similar in the first half, and I wasn't sure if it was more of a chess move to try to get Harding to burn another timeout early. Kind of worked out for him. Harding ended up running out of timeouts with about 7-8 minutes left in the 7-8 minutes left in the second quarter. Harding was able to get the ball back before halftime with about 1:17 left. Didn't really put much of an offensive attack together, knowing that there were no timeouts left, and I think they were just comfortable with kneeling the ball and going back into the locker room, knowing they were getting the ball at halftime. Once again, come out in that double trip set there, kind of confused the defense a little, forcing Harding to burn a timeout here early in the second half.
So we'll see after this timeout if Chaney comes out and tries that again, or if they bring out their regular punter. I see number 5 in the lineup. He is the regular punter. I see him in that huddle over there. And again, I apologize that number 5 is just not listed on our roster, so I can't give you a name. I wish I could. We hate missing players' names. We like to call them out when they give them this shout out. But no, they keep Drew Galt in there.
It's like they're going back
so
to that same formation.
Same set.
Interesting that they're, you know, I would assume we're going to man up on this.
This time Galt punts it, and it is a high spiral.
See what kind of roll
it's going to take a Chaney bounce and go inside the 45 down to about the 44-yard line. So not a bad punt, and when it's all said and done.
Interesting to have done all that just to punt there.
I'm wondering, being a quarterback, if he had the option on that, if something was opened up to go with it, or.
Well, I think what you want there is you got to think about what a punt team generally is. You've got a lot of offensive linemen, a lot of big guys back there, and just a couple of your skill players, hoping that Harding would come out with that traditional punt unit and not be able to match up personnel-wise to those 6 receivers. Harding was obviously ready for it after the timeout. Galt thought twice about it, ended up putting his foot on the ball. Give your defense an opportunity to come out here and try to make some plays.
So Harding takes over 1st and 10 at its own 44-yard line. We're approaching the 6-minute mark of the third quarter. It's a 14-7 Harding lead. And there's the give. That is Reynolds around the corner. Reynolds will get a couple. Number 4, Israel Reynolds in at running back. Picks up about 2 on that play. Brings up a 2nd down and 8 from the 46-yard line.
Israel Reynolds, we saw him get a few carries here in the last couple games. They were running number 5, Javonte Jones, with number 22, Ryan Powell, and then obviously the starter, Antonio Smith. They've elected to go with Israel Jones and Antonio Smith tonight for the 1-2 punch.
And there's the give to Reynolds again.
Nice
Reynolds
balance.
bounces out, but now he's going to be dragged out, and there's a flag on the play. And that looked like it was on the tackle, so that may be a defensive penalty coming up.
See if he got a little bit of the face mask there.
By number 33, Clifton Scott. Flag on the play.
Waiting for the call. Yep, they're going to mark it off.
During the play, personal
and it's
foul.
the 15-yard
Face
variety.
mask.
Nothing accidental about that
Number
one.
33, 15-yard penalty.
So Reynolds up into the line of scrimmage, bounces it out, try to keep that play alive. In the process, getting dragged down the backfield, the defender gets a handful of face mask, and that's going to cost Chaney 15 yards and give Harding a first down at the Chaney 44-yard line. And again, Reynolds gets the ball up the middle, fighting his way for a couple. He looks like he probably had back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think they're giving him anything on that one. Bringing up a second down and 10.
Yeah, not a lot of room there for Reynolds, but I said we're saying his name a lot tonight. It's good to see some of these guys in here that are hungry, want to keep on pushing forward. I mean, this is what we looked for tonight. We wanted to see the fight. We wanted to see the determination, and there's no question through the first 2.5 quarters, the Raiders have absolutely come out here and shown that they are not willing to quit. They are not willing to give up.
That's Najee Jones in motion, and to give us again to Reynolds. And again, Reynolds is met by a wall at that line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a half yard. That's going to bring up third down and about 11.
Their number 2, Juwan Harmon, injured early in the game. Good to hear his name. Good to hear him back in the game.
Third down 11. Raiders sent three receivers far. That looks like number 8, Kamari Adams, is down here on the near sideline.
I think if they can get 6 or 7, Tom, I think they're going to go for it on 4th.
McGowan back to pass. He's looking for Kamari Adams down the near sideline. Adams steps up and makes the catch inside the 10-yard line. It's first and goal, Harding.
Like to see that fight. Who's that? That's number 8. That's Kamari Adams there going up high for the ball. As you see, he's got that one-on-one coverage there. He goes up top and high points the ball, comes down with it for a giant play for the Raider offense.
And it is first down and goal at the Chaney 9-yard line. Israel Reynolds into the line again, and again, the Chaney run defense is showing some life as Harding's not being able to do too much on the ground right now. That's going to bring up a second down and goal from the 10. Loss of about a yard on that play.
Yeah, give credit to that front 3 or 4 of the Chaney offense there with the ability to be able to at least kind of stalemate that line of scrimmage up there, holding the running game in check thus far.
Second down and goal at the 10. We're approaching the 3-minute mark in the third quarter. Israel Reynolds, and it looks like Antonio Smith setting up to take the snap. And Smith is going to keep it around the right end, makes a cut. Smith inside, and Antonio Smith is going to score for the Raiders. That makes it a 20-7 ball game.
That Wildcat offense look, I've said it 100 times, I'll say it again. It's not about the play, it's about the player. Get the ball in the hand of your athletes. Let them go out there and do what they do right there on that Wildcat. You see Antonio Smith, not a lot of blockers out in front of him, able to use that speed and quickness to make a couple guys miss.
So flag on the play at the goal line. I'm not sure when that flag came in.
I think that might have been after. Yeah, it looks like that was after the play. They may end up assessing something onto this field goal. Excuse me, the extra point.
Dead ball, personal foul, 22 of the offense. That penalty will be on the kickoff.
So Harding is going to be hit with a personal foul. That is on number 22, Ryan Powell. So Jake Doherty on for the extra point, but he's going to be kicking off from back around his 25-yard line when everything is all said and done. But Harding does score. The Wildcat play, the snap to Antonio Smith, dances around that right end, takes it in from 10 yards out, and Harding goes up by a pair of scores right now. Jake Doherty getting set to tack on the extra point. Oh. And that hits the upright, so that one is no good. And it is a 20-7 Harding lead with 2:54 to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I can't tell if there was an issue with the snap there. I think Jake almost broke the upright. on that there. Looked like everything was down. Drew got the ball down. Just looks like he just hooked it to his left there.
He is certainly striking the ball strong tonight.
No, absolutely. But that point could loom big here. Jake's going to have to really put some leg into it here if he wants to pin that Chaney offense back. But thus far, I mean, other than a couple plays that Chaney's been able to break, this Harding defense has really been able to hold this Cowboy offense in check.
And the officials now marching off that personal foul yardage. 15 yards back to the 25. So the assumption is that Chaney should have relatively decent field position off this kickoff.
Yeah, Chaney's been trying to open up that run game. Harding's did a pretty good job at stuffing them at the line, feeling very comfortable with leaving the corners out on an island by themselves.
Number 12, Jake Doherty.
And Doherty, a high kick. That's going to be fielded at about that 20-yard line. And nice coverage
tackle.
out to about the 37. That was number
3. Looks like that was number 3.
16, Darius Stonework on the return for Chaney.
Ryan Powell with the tackle there. Nice form tackle. You know, at this level, you see a lot of the leading with the shoulder and just trying to knock him down. Nice form tackle, able to get down, explode through his hips, and most importantly, wrap
him up
and bring him down.
Correction, ball placed at the 38-yard line.
So Chaney gets the ball at the 38. Not bad coverage considering that Jake Doherty had to kick off from his 25. And now it falls on the defense once again to keep Chaney in check, which they have done so far throughout the contest tonight. There's a handoff to, again, that is number 4, Orion Dukes. And Dukes is hit hard at the 40-yard line.
Great
Gain
play.
of about 2.
Great play there, just once again stringing him out to the sideline, using that sideline as a 12th man there. You've seen about a host of 5, 6 Raiders all in pursuit there. Exactly what you want to see, forcing that runner to the sideline, using that sideline as your 12th man to push him out of bounds for nothing to little gain.
Gain of only 1 on the play. It is 2nd down and 9 at the 39-yard line. Harmon and Douglas are the backs in there behind Drew Galt. And the give is going to be to Harmon. And Harmon runs into that line for next to nothing again. Maybe a gain of 2. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and long at 3rd down and 7.
Really concentrate on those front 3 there, how they're taking up the blocks and those linebackers coming up. First step always up, meeting the running back in the hole, sitting there and really just filling those holes, not giving any lanes for the running backs to run in. Defense has really performed great tonight.
And that looks like Marcus Crum down there, I think. Looks like they're working on a cramp. We haven't seen too much of that, but it is a relatively warm night, so there's one there. Little stoppage in play while we tend to that issue. 2:25 left in the 3rd quarter. It's a 20-7 Harding lead.
Well, you know, we had some extracurricular activity here after that first touchdown when Chaney went up 7-0. And we talked about what was the response be from the team. We knew what they had to do coming in here. When you have something like that happen, you know, these are still young men out here. Would they be able to get the composure, go back out there and get back to business and perform like they've been practicing all week? Right now, you've got a 20-7 lead, 2:25 left here in the 3rd quarter. Everything seems to be going the Raiders' way, and I can't say, Tom, enough. I believe the scoreboard that you're looking at is a direct reflection on a couple of those hustle plays that we saw late in the 2nd quarter to give this team an opportunity to fight on for another play. That's the name of the game. Coming out here, taking the other team's best shot, and coming back and throwing some shots of your own. Right now, couldn't be more proud of how I've seen the Raiders come back after that 3-game skid that they've won on. Now it's important to finish the game, finish this out. We've seen late in games, late in halves, where the Raiders have faltered, whether it had been through some through being tired, through injury, or just through lack of concentration or discipline. We've seen some faltering at the end. Really want to see the Raiders finish this game up strong into the fourth quarter to move on to next week homecoming with Boardman coming in, another game that they're going to look to make a real stance on against a rival from Mahoning County.
You know, and you mentioned the issues we had in the first quarter after that first touchdown. I think it's I think we should send some shout outs to both sidelines because cooler heads have prevailed. That had the potential to turn this whole night into a lot of back and forth, a lot of ugliness out there.
Oh, absolutely.
And since that got cleaned up, both teams, it's been a pretty clean game since then. You had your normal penalties out there, but you haven't seen the chippiness that you thought might be coming. You haven't seen any pushing and shoving after the fact. The sidelines have been relatively calm other than cheering for their own team. So a lot of credit to the coaches for reeling all that in. Both sidelines.
A lot of credit to the captains out there. You know, you're chosen for a captain is a reason. It's just not so you can say you're a captain, because you got to be a leader. Situations like that is when you got to perform. So I give a lot of credit, as you said, to the coaches, to the captains, and for the players to be able to get themselves back in, keep their emotions, and build a lead.
3rd down and 7. Youngstown Chaney. Galt steps back to pass. He's looking deep downfield. He's under a lot of pressure. He has to get rid of it. That ball's out of bounds. That's going to bring up a 4th down and 7.
Well, exactly what that defense needed to do there. Get off the field. 4th and 7. A lot of pressure being put in by that front 3. Going to put them into a punt situation here. We'll see what kind of formation Chaney comes out in. I see Galt out on the field. We'll see if they're going to set him back. Looks like they are going to put him back in the punter's position. Running that similar trips to the far side, trips to the near side, hoping they can catch Harding with the wrong personnel on the field.
So again, Galt in there with that 6 receiver set. And he's going to go ahead and punt it away. And that's going to take a bounce. Is Chaney going to get that or down? And it's going to roll dead at about the 8-yard line. So all in all, a nice play for Youngstown Chaney right there to pin Harding back on their own 8-yard line. Looks like they're going to make it to 7.
You know, I'll tell you, not a bad game plan by Chaney. We saw when they tried to do a traditional punt, wasn't really much to call home about. So you put your quarterback back there, force Harding to not put a return man back. You can get a little nice line drive kick there. You know, it could be in the air for 20 yards, but it's going to bounce another 25, 30 yards, just like it did there, setting up real nice inside the 10-yard line. Going to pin Harding back deep in their own territory.
Playing the old bump and run shot we play out there on the golf course.
Yes.
With the bump and run putt set up.
Right? That should be a 1 putt from there, right?
There you go. That saves par, gentlemen.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen. And again, Antonio Smith in that quarterback spot. He's going to keep it. Breaks it out the corner. He's past the 10, out to the 15. And a nice gain by Antonio Smith once again out of that Wildcat set.
Yeah, he's coming out of the Wildcat there. He's got the whole field in front of him, but great vision you saw there. Not a lot of blockers in front of him. He was able to tiptoe his way around, use that speed to get north and south for a nice gain of 7. It's a nice block there. I can't tell who made that block. One of the wide receivers took, look at that was 22 there. That was Powell. Threw a big block there to open up the sideline for Smith.
Gain of 7 out to the 16-yard line. It's 2nd down and 3. And Harding staying with this Wildcat setup. Antonio Smith, he's got the option to keep it. He can give it off to Israel Reynolds, who's back there with him. And so far, he's kept it himself and done a nice job with it. 2nd down and 3. And Smith keeps it again. Dances around back there, trying to make something out of nothing. And he loses a couple on that. Looks like they're going to drag him down at the 14. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, bottling up there, nowhere to really go. defense, you can see they're playing that safety probably within 10 yards of the ball, expecting a straight run when they see the Wildcat. We'll see if Antonio Smith's got the ability to throw a pass downfield. If they're going to play that safety up within 10 yards, almost in the box, got to take an opportunity to see if you can pop the top off this defense, hit a deep ball.
Drew McCowan back in now for this play. So McCowan steps back in at quarterback.
It's like Chaney's going to want to talk about it maybe.
And Chaney's going to call their first timeout of the half right here. Harding with a 3rd down and 5. There's 1:10 to play in the third quarter. Harding up by a score of 20-7. They went in at halftime with the Cowboys tied at 7 after giving up an interception back on the Chaney 3-yard line. Harding comes out, gets an interception of their own. Brandon Coleman turned it into a pick 6. And then Antonio followed that up with a 10-yard dance around the right end into the end zone. Missed extra point, and here we sit at 20-7. 1:10 to play in the third quarter. Chaney on their first time out of the half.
You know, Tom, one of the things about this team down here, regardless of the 1-4 record, you've got some athletes down there. We talk about, you know, how do you win football games? You know, you either got to be able to sustain 12, 13 play drives, or you got to have a defense that can hold the other team out of the end zone, or have athletes that can score from anywhere on the field at any time. That's what you've seen this team be able to do tonight, specifically with that interception and that run back. Look to see some more big plays out of this team tonight.
Harding with 4 receivers in the set. And McCowan steps back, looking over the middle. There's, I don't know if that's miscommunication. There weren't too many people.
There's a first down. There's a first down. Keep your head. He got the penalty. After the play, Juwan Harmon lost his cool there, locked up with, looked like that was number 53 for the Raiders. Lost his head, pushed him. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It's going to give the Raiders another first down.
Number 2 from the defense, unsportsmanlike. 15-yard penalty.
So
takes us past the line again for a first down.
As we've said, that's going to give the Raiders a first down. They were 3rd and 5 at the 16. That's going to move them out to the 31-yard line with a first down, fresh set of downs.
Those are the type of plays right there that really frustrate a coach. I mean, you should have been off the field there. The defense did their job, but just, you know, no real excuse for that push. And we're going to have another penalty here.
Sideline warning.
Sideline warning on Chaney.
Sideline warning. Chaney.
1st and 10.
I think you're starting to see some frustration build in here.
1st and 10 Raiders from the 29-yard line.
Really just disheartening. Defense comes up, makes the play, should be off the field, and then just to have it all wiped away from just a undisciplined penalty by
Penalty moves Harding out to the 29-yard line. I'm not sure what the officials are discussing right now.
Yeah, I think that was their first
Clock
sideline
operator,
warning.
put 58 seconds on the clock, please.
Okay, so clock adjustment. 10 seconds back on the clock. There we go. Now we're all set. 58 seconds to play in the third quarter. Harding 1st and 10 at their own 29 after the personal foul call. There's the give to Israel Reynolds, and this time Reynolds gets through for a few. Picks up about 6 on that play, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 4.
Israel Reynolds really been running the ball hard tonight. Not a lot of room up front, but just showing that heart and desire of yards after first contact, as you see, just falling forward, keeping low, and just moving the ball upfield.
Second down and 4. Drew McCowan stays in the quarterback. They had a couple of those wildcat plays with Antonio Smith. Now a little more conventional with Cowan back there. And he is hit hard and brought down back to about the original line of scrimmage.
came from his blind side there. That was number 58, Elijah Carter, senior, 6'1", 215, comes hard off the side, loses his helmet in the process.
And good job by McCowan to hang on to the football. He had his hand cocked, ready to throw. That could have gone a whole lot of different ways than it did. As it is, it's Harding ball, 3rd down and 9. And that brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. So 1 quarter to play. Harding on top, 20-7.
So as we go into the 4th quarter here, Harding up 13 points. Nice drive. Antonio Smith finding his way into the end zone. Unfortunately, the missed extra point only going to give Harding that 13-point lead instead of that 7-point lead. I think they'd really feel a lot more comfortable if they can get downfield on this drive. If they can't put it in the end zone, want to get Jake Doherty lined up again, put another 3 on the board for them, which give themselves a lot more comfortability as we wind down this game into the 4th quarter.
Harding trying to stop a 3-game losing streak here in the 2023 season and a 6-game home losing streak. So Harding, the Raiders, trying to put both of those streaks to rest this evening against Chaney, and so far they've done the job. Quarter to play. It is 3rd down and 9 to open up the 4th quarter at the Harding 30-yard line.
There's a big play here, 3rd and 9. Want to keep this drive going. Don't want to take any, too much of a risk here. Give Drew some protection. Let those receivers get downfield, and looks like they're going to want to talk about it.
Harding's going to call it 2nd timeout. So with a full quarter left to play, Harding is down to their last timeout. Hopefully that won't be needed as the game wears on.
Yeah, I really hate to see that coming out of a change of quarter there. Had some opportunity to talk to the team on the sideline, come up with a strategy, get the play call that you want, and obviously once they got out on the field, either there was some confusion on the offense side or they saw something on that defense that they didn't like and didn't want to take any chances in their own territory here on this 3rd and 9.
Okay, once again, Harding 3rd and 9 at their 30-yard line. Haven't yet run a play in the 4th quarter. We're getting set to do that now. McCowan's got 3 receivers to his left. He's got, looks like Israel Reynolds is still in there in the running back position. McCowan's going to drop back. He's going to keep this one, break it out. And McCowan is going to pull it ahead for a 1st down all the way out to the 41-yard line on the quarterback draw.
That's probably the 3rd time we've seen that tonight. Drew, more known for his arm and sitting back in the pocket, but he's shown the ability to be able to tuck that ball and run. Obviously, it looked like that was a straight design quarterback draw. Using that vision, finding the hole, getting upfield, nothing east and west, all north and south, going to move the chains for the Raiders.
1st and 10 at the 42. And there's the handoff up the middle. That was Antonio Smith bouncing it outside, picks up a few, gets that out to looks like the 47-yard line. It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 5.
Look, nice run by Antonio there, getting to the outside. Obviously, an old running back. Want to see that ball in the other hand, always keep it towards the sideline, but he was able to secure it. As we start to move this clock forward, probably want to start being cognizant of keeping in bounds, keeping that clock running, making Chaney burn those last 2 timeouts.
Antonio Smith remains in there at the running back spot. Another low snap, and McCowan has to keep this one.
We've seen this all year long with that low snap there, throwing the timing off. That time the ball was he just could not get it up in time. Made it look like it could have been possibly a fake, but the defense was right there. As you see, he tries to get it upfield, but too much penetration by that Chaney front three.
3rd down and 8. Harding 44-yard line. And McCowan drops back to pass. Down the sideline. That ball is overthrown a little bit. Some good coverage down there by number 16. That, once again, is Darius Stonework for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
That's going to bring on the Raider punt team.
Yeah, it looked like Drew found that one-on-one coverage. He's been able to find it all night long, specifically down the sidelines there. Chaney doing more, protecting the middle of the field, finding those one-on-ones on the outside. He's had some success there. That time he tried to find LaMarcus Provit down the near sideline, but just a bit out of the sophomore's reach.
Jake Doherty on the punt. Hoping he doesn't have to work quite as hard as he did on the last one.
Yeah.
Get that snap in his hand so he can get that punt off. And there's a better snap, and Jake, high kick. That's going to take a little bit of a Raider bounce.
Nice
a
Raider
big
bounce.
Raider bounce. That's going to go all the way inside the 10-yard line, down to about the 7. And a nice punt there for Jake Doherty as the Chaney receiver lets it roll dead.
Once again, Chaney with the first push there. Number 2 again. Officials must not have seen the first push, let it go, but this is where you got to be over there. You see it's getting a little chippy. You got to get those flags out.
Fortunately for the Harding sideline, Harding players kept their heads and didn't have the second push, because you know that's the one that gets seen.
Correct. Well, I think there was a second push there, and somehow they got away with the first and the second push.
All right, so that punt backs up Chaney to their own 7. 10:29 to play. Harding up by a pair of scores. And Chaney deep in their own territory, so once again, it's up to the defense to put a stop on it.
Really like to see some pressure from the front 3.
That's a handoff to Douglas. Douglas gets through the line of scrimmage, picks up about 4, maybe 3.
Number 3, Bryson Douglas with the short run.
Looks like a gain of 3. That's no, it is a gain of 4. 2nd down and 6. Gets it out to about the 11-yard line.
10 minutes left. Chaney still content with just trying to run the ball up the middle. You wonder when they're going to start trying to stretch the field here with being down 13.
And there's Douglas again. Douglas is going to get a first down on that play. Gets it outside the 20. Pick up of about 8 right there, out to about the 22-yard line.
Devontae Ellis, big man up front, been calling his name all year. Solid year from the senior.
1st and 10, Chaney at the 22. Galt looks back to pass. Galt firing downfield. Overthrows number 6, Jordan Hewlett. Hewlett had a big catch back in the 3rd quarter.
Like
Galt overthrows him.
Like Devin Morgan on the coverage there. Jordan Hewlett able to use that speed to get behind the defense. Just a error throw by the quarterback there, number 7, Drew Galt.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 at the 22. Bryson Douglas, the running back, sets up to Galt's immediate right. And Galt again, the quick pass out to number 9. That's Deshaun Langston. Langston gets maybe 1 yard out to the 23. Brings up a 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, you've seen these screen plays, basically just long run plays there, but the defense doing their job, being able to stretch it to the sidelines there for little to no gain.
3rd down and 9 at the 23-yard line for Youngstown Chaney. And Galt back to pass once again. And that again is Hewlett. Hewlett makes the catch at about the 30. That's going to bring up a 4th down and about 2 So interesting decision coming up for the Cowboys deep in their territory.
Well, the way they're dinking and dunking, I don't know if they have much choice other than to go for it right now. They haven't shown the ability to sustain a drive, and it looks like they're going to hit Harding with a sideline warning.
Sideline warning. Defense.
But yeah, you've seen a lot of dink and dunk. You've seen a lot of run plays up the middle, not really able to stretch the field all night. And Chaney also proving that they're not able to really sustain a drive right now. So with this 4th and 2, with the clock running under 9 minutes here in the 4th, down 2 scores, I don't think they have much of a choice here than to go for it.
4th down and 2, big play for both teams right here. And there's a flag on the play, and that's motion. And all of a sudden, that becomes a 4th down and 7, and I assume Chaney will probably be sending the punt team back out.
I don't know at this point. The way the offense has moved the ball, or lack thereof moving the ball, I don't know if they punt the ball right now. If I don't think they have much choice. I think it's a do or die for them here right now.
8:27 to play. Procedure penalty backs the Cowboys up 5 yards, makes it 4th and 7, and indeed they are not bringing out the punt team.
Single safety back for the Raiders.
Galt back to pass. Galt looking deep downfield. There's double coverage over there. That is going to be picked off by Harding. And a good return all the way back inside the 40-yard line. So at the end of the day, it works out pretty much like a punt.
No, absolutely. I mean, hey, the kid's got to go up there and make that interception. Great play. Don't want to take any chances. But you've seen it all. You've seen it here in the second half. Harding's been very content with just sending those 3 down linemen as the rush, dropping everybody else back into coverage, creating a lot of havoc for the quarterback, number 7, Drew Galt. That time you see those 2 safeties stay back deeper than the deepest receiver. Great coverage right there, just like you practice it.
That was Najee Jones on that interception. Jones with a big night, big 40-yard touchdown catch in the first half, and now the interception and a big return, which gives Harding great field position at the Chaney 38-yard line. 1st and 10 Harding. We're under 8 minutes to play. And a good drive here by Harding could just about wrap this one up.
Yeah, need to see about 20 yards to get in Drew's range here. Nice strong run there by number 10, Antonio Smith. Looks like they're going to give him 4 or 5 on that. That's all you need. Well, it looks like they're going to give him 3.
2nd down and 7. And just as important, the clock continues to tick. It is no longer a friend of Chaney, that is for sure.
Game awareness right now for the Raiders offense. Know what's going on. Stay in bounds. Keep that clock running. Make Chaney burn those timeouts.
And there's another handoff to Smith. Smith is met hard and driven back this time. He's not going to pick up anything. Bring up a 3rd down and 7 on that play.
Stopped on the play by number 33.
Coming up on 7 minutes to go in the ball game.
Yes, keep that clock running. Keep it going.
Actually, a loss of 1 on the play. It's 3rd down and 8.
They're going to need to call a timeout. Play clock was running down. Looked like there was some confusion with the play coming in from the sideline. You see the coordinators kind of just, rapidly trying to go through the motions out there.
And that's Harding's 2nd timeout. Looks like they've got 1 left. Nope, that was their last one. They just flipped it to 0 on the scoreboard. So Harding has no timeouts. 6:31 to play. Looking at a 3rd and 8 at the Chaney 36-yard line.
Yeah, obviously, you know, there's a lot of new personnel in there, a lot of names we've been saying tonight that we haven't said in the past, and obviously some of those things are going to lead to some confusion out there as you get some of these younger guys in there, you get some of these players that weren't getting a lot of time before, and it's going to cause you to be in these positions where you're going to have to burn timeouts versus making a mistake out there, possibly having a turnover. Obviously something you want to fix, but that's going to come with experience. Get these guys in here, get this win, get that confidence back, get that feeling back. And games like this is what do it, but you got to finish. You still got 6:31 left. You got a big 3rd and 8 here on your own 36-yard line. Like to see you get a few yards here to possibly put them in a position to go for it on 4th down.
McGowan over the middle. Oh! He had number 28. That was Brandon Coleman. Had him open over the middle. I think Coleman was looking downfield before he had the ball tucked away. Now that brings up a 4th down and 8, and they're out of field goal range, but no sense punting right here. Harding's going to go for this one at this position.
Looked like that was actually 29 Marcus Crum there. That was the intended receiver.
McGowan over to the sideline. Pass is complete. That's not going to be enough for a 1st down. They're going to turn the ball over on downs at the 30-yard line.
That's going to give Chaney here the ball, 6:18. Looks like there is a flag down on the field.
During the play, number 10 on the offense holding.
They're going to decline that.
Declined. Chaney's ball.
So 6:18 left in the 4th here, Tom. Raiders up 13 points. Look to see a lot more of what we've seen that defense doing, being content with just rushing those front 3 to see what kind of pressure they can get on them. Those front 3 have been able to take care of the run game pretty well tonight, leaving the additional 8 defensive players back in coverage, really creating some passing lane problems for number 7, Drew Galt of the Chaney Cowboys.
Galt's got Bryson Douglas. Douglas has done the bulk of the running for Chaney tonight. And Galt's going to roll out to his left.
Pick.
And that ball is picked off at the 40, to the 30, 25. And that is going to be the 2nd pick 6 of the night for the Raiders. And the Raiders have gone up 26-7.
That's the other burner we talked about, number 17, Donovan McCoy Jr. Him and Antonio Smith, members of that tremendously fast 4x1 team. They did some great things last year down in the tournament for track. You knew when they got out here, giving them the opportunity to get in open field. Once they get that ball in their hands, they're hard to catch. You saw it right there. No moves, just planting your foot north and south, up the field, turning on the jet, putting it in the end zone, and that there, my friends, should secure a win for the Raiders.
6:07 to play as Jake Doherty comes on to attempt the extra point to make this a 20-point ball game midway through the 4th quarter. And Jake has pulled that one to the left, so it will stay a 26-7 game. At any rate, it is a 3-score ball game with just over 6 minutes to play.
You see Galt rolls out to his left there, threw into a bunch of traffic there. Donovan McCoy, the recipient of that errant throw, just took it up the sideline full speed as he celebrates with the band as the Raiders go up 26-7 here at Mollenkopf Stadium. Talked about coming into this game, the losing streak, 6 games overall, the last 6 games at home. Obviously, you want to defend home. They got a big one coming up next week against Boardman. It's homecoming. This is the type of game that can get things rolling for you. Put together this a full 4 quarters. You saw it from the 1st quarter. They gave up that touchdown, and they never looked back since. We wondered how they would respond after this. Well, you see it on the scoreboard here at 26-7.
There's been a lot of life on that sideline all night long. These guys came out. They were fired up. They stayed fired up the entire game. Even when those couple of times when things weren't going so well for Harding.
Well, Nemo Alexander, you know, we talked about how unfortunate it was to see him go down very early in the first game of the year. And I can tell you from our vantage point, I can see him down there, number 58. He's kept this sideline going all game. I watched him during preseason, during practice, no question. Heart and soul of this team. Great to see him back. That's ours.
And Harding with the onside kick. Jake Doherty picks up his own kick. It's Harding football.
Great play right there, catching them off guard. Chaney just sitting back, obviously kind of licking their wounds after that interception, pick six. Way to just take advantage of that opportunity there. We saw the Raiders fall victim to that play a couple times last year. Obviously, Jake learned something there. Able to catch that Chaney defense, kickoff return team sleeping. Gonna give the Raiders the ball here at the 49-yard line of the Chaney Cowboys.
And Jake Doherty has provided this Harding team with a couple of huge plays tonight.
Yeah, you know, unfortunate, we just had another missed extra point before he banged it off the left upright of the south end zone here. But we've seen some just tremendous composure plays from Jake on that punt, and then, you know, to wrap it up here with that onside kick that he recovered himself.
That is Israel Reynolds. Gets out there about 5 yards, brings up a second down and 5, down to the Chaney 44-yard line.
Going to see a lot of running backs right here, just running that clock down. Chaney still has 2 timeouts left, but this is a pretty big hole, down 19 points here with under 6 minutes left.
Second down and 5 as McCowan awaits the play from the sidelines. Looks like he's got it now. He's getting everybody set up.
Yeah, he's got to be careful. He's down to about 6'5". He's under 5 seconds here.
The handoff is to Reynolds. Reynolds breaks it through. Reynolds is going to get a first down inside the 35.
Israel Reynolds again with a nice strong run up the middle. Once again, talking about the yards after contact. Keeping low, just keeping those legs turning, driving upfield, falling forward for an extra couple yards.
Ball spotted at the 34-yard line, where it's another 1st and 10 Harding. Reynolds staying in at running back right now alongside Drew McCowan. He's got 2 receivers up on top. And they give us again to Reynolds. Reynolds breaks it outside again. Reynolds inside the 30, down to about the 25 where he's brought down, maybe the 26. That's going to bring up a second down and very short. Looks like 2nd and 2 coming up from the 27-yard line. 2nd and 3.
Israel Reynolds powers his way up the sideline for a 7-yard gain there. Most importantly, stayed in bounds to keep that clock running. Going to bring it here close to under 4 minutes left in the 4th.
Gain makes it 2nd and 3 from the Chaney 27.
It's like Brandon Coleman in the backfield next to Drew McCown.
And he gets the ball. He's up inside the 20, down to about the 18. And there's a late hit. That's going to give Harding some more yards. So the frustration really starting to show now. And look at the Chaney bench coming out again. It's just, fortunately, we kept them off this time, but the emotions on that Chaney side are running in the red zone right now.
Well, you know, it all comes down to discipline. You know, when you see some of these things happen, and I see Coach Arnold over there talking to him, asking the officials, when are you going to toss some guys? I mean, we've seen this start to build up this whole time. We had a hold of it, but now that this game score-wise is getting a little out of hand, you're starting to see those emotions come from the other side, but it all comes down to discipline. You know, the records are reflective of a lot of things, and when you see this, the inability to be able to keep your head, there's no question that it's a reflection on the record. Looks like they're going to talk about it. I see, I think at this point I even see the AD on the field going out here to have a discussion as well to find out, you know, what are we going to do here? Let's keep this under control. I see the Chaney coaches out there trying to talk to their players, letting them know, keep your composure, bring it over to the sideline.
So the give was to Coleman. Coleman had a nice run and was thrown down hard, well out of bounds. So that prompted the personal foul call. So again, emotions are running very high now. Now it becomes just an attempt to get through these final 3 minutes and 46 seconds without any more unpleasantness.
It all comes down to how you want to be remembered. You know,
Personal foul, number 33, defense. Late hit out of bounds, half the distance to the goal. Second sideline warning, head coach Harding, to be a 5-yard penalty.
You know, I think Coach Arnold
That's
take that penalty. He needed to make a point out there. Coaches need to do what they can do to keep everybody in line, but obviously a lot of this comes in with the officials. We saw some pushing and shoving that got ignored probably 10, 15 minutes ago, and it's just kind of escalated since then. You know, until these last 5, 10 minutes, we've had a pretty close game. Could have went either way. Tied up, I think we were up 7 at half, but obviously Chaney had their opportunities. But as they're watching this game slowly slip away from them, you can see the emotions, and they might be calling this game.
And I think
they're calling the game. I haven't seen this in a while, but they need to get somebody down by the locker rooms.
So with 3:46 to play, the officials and administrators have determined that discretion is the better part of valor. We decided to take the teams off the field. Harding's going to go into the locker rooms with a victory, 26-7. The unpleasantries are continuing, so we need to get players off the field at this point, so it doesn't go any further. A little bit of fault on both sides down there. I don't want to blame one side or the other. This is going both ways down there.
Yeah, it's
and Harding seemed to be fueling the fire as they ran off the field. That
no, absolutely
was kind of unnecessary,
yeah,
right there.
Absolutely. And you know, the coaches, they were able to step in, get everybody pushed back there, get Chaney into their locker room, get Harding into their locker room. You know, both these teams, obviously difficult year thus far. Everybody has something to prove out here, but you prove it on the field, you prove it with your play. When you see the continuation of this, it's a reflection of the record. You know, the discipline. We saw offsides. We saw illegal procedure penalties. We saw Chaney is getting off the field and they get a personal foul that extends a Harding drive. Chaney scores, and we saw a late hit by a Harding player that kind of started the melee down there. You know, Coach Arnold's going to get these guys in here. He's going to congratulate them on the win. He's going to congratulate them on putting together a full game. But at the end of the day, you got to play the game with respect. You know, you play for the name on the front of the jersey, not the name on the back of the jersey. We, as players, coaches, we will come and go. What matters is that emblem out there on the 50-yard line. What matters are those words that are written in the end zone. That is what you represent, and you represent legends. These guys, you're blessed to play in this stadium. You're blessed to play for Warren Harding. You stand on the shoulders of giants, literally giants. We've got a statue out here. We've got a statue of one of the greatest players in the NFL to ever be with Paul Warfield. These are the type of people that graced this field and this stadium. And when you step out here, you have to remember that. You have to represent them. No different than you're representing yourself and your family in this school. You are representing the legends that come before you because it is an honor to play this game. You only get so many of them. Leave your mark and leave your mark the right way.
So your final score from Mollenkopf, Harding with the win, 26-7. They snap a 3-game skid for the season, and they also snap a 6-game home losing streak. Harding looking pretty strong on both sides of the ball. The game was marred at beginning and end by some high emotions, some after the whistle business, and hopefully that's something that's going to get cleaned up as both teams move forward. And I agree completely. That is not the image you want. That's not what you want to leave on the field. You know, because that's what people remember. They may remember the score, but they're going to remember, remember how you represented yourself. So hopefully cooler heads will prevail as both these teams move on. And time to get ready for Boardman and homecoming next week.
No, absolutely. You know, at the end, this is what we talked about coming into the game. 1-4 mark. You're at that halfway mark of the season. If you're going to make a push for that playoff, 18 teams get invited in. This is where you got to start doing it. Start building those points. From here on out, we're Chaney fans, right? We need Chaney to win some games, throw us some computer points, but Harding's got to do their job. They got Boardman coming up next week. Another opportunity to go out here and build on what you did this week, win some games, keep that momentum moving forward, see what you can do to make a push into those playoffs.
So that'll take care of it from Mollenkopf Stadium tonight. Once again, Harding on top, 26-7. The game got called a few minutes early as emotions started running way too high. Officials, administrators thought the better course of action would be to get these teams off the field before things got too far out of hand, and that was probably a good call the way things were trending down there. But Harding on top, 26-7. The game was called with 3 minutes and 46 seconds to play. So that will just about wrap it up for Eddie and I. And we will see you next week for homecoming. So enjoy the rest of this fantastic looking weekend, Raider Nation.
Good night, everybody.